Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of The World According to Beatrice Noel. I have to say the world according to the beautiful Beatrice Noel. It's March 6, 2022, and she's shining just as bright and beautiful as ever. She's rocking those colors, but more so, we see what's going on top of the head, but really what she's bringing is some cerebral beauty and knowledge from inside of the head. And that's the most important part. So Beatrice Noel, she's here. Empress G, we're here.
Yeah.
I'm hiding behind the banner, but I'm here. So I just want us to flow and break this down. We have some more guests coming on later when they, do what they have to do and bring the other folks in. That's cool. But everybody wants to know about African students mistreated in Ukraine. As soon as we had this thing happen, all of a sudden it started to surface that, wait a second, these people who we're sending our prayers to and well wishes and saying, man, it's a terrible thing, they're over there treating us bad. So I had to change my mind a bit. I said, they're doing that to us over there, then hey, let's just sit back and watch the white on white crime.
That's right.
Talk to me.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's still students there because let me get to another thing. 20% of students at the university in Ukraine are Africans. Well, they're foreigners. Not exactly. Isn't that bizarre that 20% of your students are not from Ukraine? 20. I would think 5%, but not 20%. Damn. But 20% of their students are, from Africa. So you got 8,000 from Morocco, 4,000 from Nigeria, 3.5 thousand from Egypt.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. There are also 3,000, 4,000 Indian students also over there. And we got Syrian and Syrian and Libyan too. But Libyans are African. So, yeah. I don't know why they didn't put them with Africa. So, whatever. But they're there too. So, go ahead.
Oh, no. I mean, I've seen it, from the time this whole thing started. I've seen one video of a pregnant woman who said she basically she walked a total of 20 miles, you know, doing 12 going one way and having to turn back, and then doing 8 going another direction to get to safety. And she's pregnant. And she was, you know, yeah. And every time she got to a border, they turned her away.
Yeah, is it the Polish border or the Hungarian border?
I think the initial one was the Polish border. I think she wound up getting into
Yeah,
Hungary.
they got Nazis there too. Even though the Holocaust happened in Poland and they got Jews there, but the majority party they're Nazis.
Yeah.
Okay, the same way they keep denying it here, but Nazis are in control in Ukraine too.
But isn't it funny that it took for this to happen for us worldwide, African people, to understand what's going on there? I'm quite sure it was spoken in whispers, not really in fear, but whispers meaning that it's not something that the so-called mainstream media that's not for us, they're not going to blow that up. It took for this to happen to stir everything up. You remember the old Dannon yogurt cups, right? And if you lost the lid, you don't know what flavor's in there. You had to stir up the yogurt to see if it's raspberry, boysenberry, blueberry, strawberry. So it took this to stir up something that the masses just didn't know about.
True.
And for us to have that awareness now and traveling to these different countries, where I'm not saying every country is like that, but we need to be aware of how we are treated before we get there and talk to people who look like us. Because many of us think racism is just an American thing. It's worldwide.
Yeah. Yeah. And it always shows itself at a dire time. Everything seems to be going well until situations happen. And, that's when they show their true colors.
Well, with Ukrainian, I'm not even surprised because there's like several. I have to go to this document. Yeah, there are like several Nazi groups. So one of them is the Special Force. That's Azov. Azov is the most dangerous white supremacist Nazi group in the world, and they're actually the Special Force in Ukraine. Okay, and then you got a second group. Let me just go all the way down because I didn't have to elaborate on that one. Find a research paper about it, which would be great if we had like the guy or girl from Donbass to explain it better for us. So let's see. Yeah, from Donbass. You got, they are the Svoboda. Svoboda are very very influential in the politic world in Ukraine. And finally, we have the C-14 neo-Nazis who are also in the military in Ukraine, and they were trained by us.
Really?
The picture I sent to Lance to post, that one shows Americans standing with C-14. Yeah, and Azov, because the yellow flag, that's Azov flag.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Nazi cross like this, so whatever. A vertical instead of horizontal. That's what it is. Yeah, or is it the Shiva thingy going the other way? Because the Nazi appropriated it, but it's the Shiva. Is it the Wheel of Time or the Wheel of Creation? One of them, whatever. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, let me go back to the African student. Okay, so just like Lance said, besides the Indian, so the Indian, they got lucky because for example, the Ghanaian student, the Ghanaian girl had to receive a lot of backlash on social media, which actually pushed them to actually do something about their student abroad.
Right.
Nigeria reacted quickly and sent people from the embassy to help to help the student that arrive at the Hungarian border, because the if Polish border is a different story. It's a completely different story there, because they're being hunted down like animals. Them and the Arabs. Indian, I don't know, but if you look different, they hunt you down like animals.
Crazy.
Yeah. You should think about that before you go on vacation in those countries.
And that's a sad statement.
Yeah.
Because, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to go wherever the hell we want to go.
Why would I go where there's Nazis, man?
But that's not my point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, why would you want to go ultimately? But, we shouldn't be afraid to go these places.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that actually reminded me of a joke. I think it was a Nigerian activist, because he was a cab driver. Well, Nigerian American, because he naturalized. And he said they were like a black couple, African American, going to France, Spain, and whatever. So he's like, you're leaving the free world to go back to the land of the colonizers and slavers. Congratulations. Because they were like, we're going to Versailles, we're going this, we're going, but you do understand all the gold and all the crystal, where they come from, right?
Mm-hmm.
They come from the sweat. It comes from our sweat and blood. You do understand that?
Yeah, we're the ones that built it.
Exactly. All the glory France and the Vatican, Versailles, whatever, Paris have. Who do you think bled and sweat for it? And said he's right. He's right in the sense that I have no desire to visit either the Vatican or Versailles. I mean, I already got pictures of it. Yeah, because my current grandmother gave me albums of Versailles, so I don't even need to go there. I think I got pictures of the Vatican too. I don't need to go there either. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, let me find some examples. Well, let me just wrap the Indian one. The Indians are lucky because the Russian embassy in India had announced that it would dedicate a special team to evacuate the students stranded in Ukraine. What about us? I mean, y'all up
really?
Yeah, I guess that's how. I wouldn't blame the Russians. I blame our African leaders, because obviously the Indian pressured the Russians. Okay, so hundreds of buses have been provided to evacuate the students, and they will stay, meaning the buses, as long as it is needed.
Mm-hmm.
The Indian turned to us for help, and we responded. That's what the ambassador said. So the task now is to provide condition for the safe evacuation through the territory to the Russian Federation. The problem is that it would be hard to rescue them from the conflict zone, because they're located in conflict zone. There's, like I said, 3,000 in Kharkiv, 900 in Pisoshin, and 670 in Sumy.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all areas in the conflict zone. So the task now is to provide a condition for safe evacuation, like I said, through the territories of Russian Federation. So therefore, the student will need to be guided to an area that is not under fire from Ukraine. There it will be possible to safely transport the Indians to Russia. So meanwhile, Black African refugees have been discriminated and marginalized by Ukrainian guards. And one video, of course, Nigerian students are seen pleading with armed Ukrainian guards, pleading that they were not armed and that they were students. Okay, there were groups. They were grouped into different train wagons than white Ukrainian, for example. Like they had the white Ukrainian one, well, white folks in one wagon for Indians, one wagon for Arabs, and then one wagon for blacks.
Mhm.
All y'all last. So y'all should take again when you keep being so welcoming and courteous to white folks coming to your country, because they're not that courteous and welcoming for y'all. Just saying. Okay. So when they are grouped, so it's either they put them in different wagon, or they would be told no blacks at gunpoint. So they have been stuck for hours waiting to cross the border, either to Poland or to Hungary. Because for every, when they asked to cross, they say for every 10 Ukrainian, only one foreigner can cross.
Wow.
When you just let them leave because they're foreigners. Like, made no motherfucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
So even to leave, you're being discriminated. White folk, white man, then you want me to leave. Now you then you want me to leave. There was one Congolese, he said they wanted him to take arm for what? He said, I'm not Ukrainian. Take arm for what? I'm like, you put me in you gonna put me in the front line. Who you think Russian gonna shoot?
That's true. Of course. Who
they gonna shoot?
Oh my gosh.
Ain't that stupid? Okay. So some African students have reported that there was a hierarchy where Ukrainian first were served, the Indian and Arab, then the black folks. In some cases, African students were told to take arms, to fight for Ukraine. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. The male student, they were told to take arms. Get the fuck out of here. So African refugees, students in Kiev, are aware of the racism faced by other black African in Poland. Instead of walking to Poland, then they walk to Hungary and other across the border. And so far, one Indian and one Nigerian student have been killed from the bombardment in Kharkiv.
Oh wow.
Yep.
That is sad.
I mean, that's why they say you don't know how many niggas died there already. They just ain't gonna tell you. Because we're gonna be outraged and stop getting grain from Ukraine. That's what's up. Because we get grain from them devils. Yeah, I'm gonna call you devil because you're discriminating and brutalizing my people. So you're a devil. Sorry. Yep. So so far there have been 1 million refugees, maybe more, fleeing Ukraine. So the main students coming to Ukraine are from India, Morocco, Congo, Kenya, and Nigeria. You also have Ghana too. The rest, I don't know. There's Libya too. Whatever. So what else? Yeah. But what shocks me is they're saying that 20%. Dude, what you mean 20% of your students are foreigners? You mean 20% of your students are dumb? That's what you mean. They're not. That's what I mean. 20% of them didn't go to school. That's what that means. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. But yeah, that's what it means. Damn. So you got Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced on February 27, 2022, that Nigerians would be granted visa-free access to Hungary and Romania. The President Buhari of Nigeria also took to Twitter to condemn the reported discrimination against Nigerian students by stating, while efforts to begin talks between Russia and Ukraine are on the way, paramount on our mind is the safety and human rights of some 4,000 Nigerian citizens and many others from friendly African nations today stranded in Ukraine. there is a long history dating back to decades of Nigerian and other Africans studying in Ukraine, particularly medicine. The majority of Nigerian citizens in the country today are university enrolled students. From video evidence, firsthand reports, and from those in contact with these wards and or Nigerian consular officials, there have been unfortunate reports of Ukrainian police and security personnel refusing to allow Nigerians to board buses and trains heading towards Ukraine-Poland border. In one video widely circulating on social media, a Nigerian mother with her young baby was filmed being physically forced to give up her seat to another person. That's kind of fucked up. There are also separate reports of Polish officials simply refusing Nigerian citizen entry into Poland from Ukraine. One group of Nigerians having been repeatedly refused entry into Poland have concluded they have no choice but to travel again across Ukraine and attempt to exit the country via the border with Hungary. We understand the pain and fear that is confronting all people who find themselves in this terrifying place. To travel again. We also appreciate that those in official positions and via the border and with Hungary.
I'm sorry about the echo.
We understand. Where my water at? I'm thirsty. Yeah. Okay, I said that. We understand the pain and fear that is confronting all people who find themselves in this terrifying place. We also appreciate that those in official position and security and border management will in most cases be experiencing impossible expectations and situation they never expected. Blah, 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 because it keeps going. But I'm going to stop here. I'm going to stop here because it's long. It's long. So also the African Union have put out a statement. So in their statement, they say the current chair of the African Union and the president of the Republic of Senegal, H.E. Macky Sall, and the chairperson of the African Union Commission, H.E. Moussa Faki Mahamat, are following closely the developments in Ukraine and are particularly disturbed by reports that African citizens on the Ukrainian side of the border are being refused the right to cross the border to safety. That make no fucking sense. You don't like niggas, well, you don't want them to leave. That make no fucking sense whatsoever. So the two chairpersons recall that all people have the right to cross international borders during conflict, and as such should enjoy the same rights to cross to safety from the conflict in Ukraine, notwithstanding their nationality or racial identity. Reports that Africans are singled out for an acceptable dissimilar treatment would be shockingly racist and in breach of international law. In this regard, the chairpersons urge all countries to respect international law and show the same empathy and support to all people fleeing war, notwithstanding their racial identity. The chairperson commend the effort by African Union member state countries and them embassies and neighboring countries to receive and oriented African citizens and their families trying to cross the border from Ukraine. Man, I'm not that boring. Come on now. Jesus Christ.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. No. That has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do.
Not that boring. Oh.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. As a matter of fact, I'm listening to you read the thing and I'm thinking about, what the hell is going on, and it was pissing me off. So no, 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 no. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, no, that's it for the African Union. But you gotta see the goal of the Polish authorities, because they're calling that shit fake news. They're calling that shit fake news.
Wow.
Yeah, because at the Polish border, the African student, they were told by the Ukrainian guard that for every Ukrainian citizen, only one foreigner can pass.
Right.
Once crossing the border, they are harassed and chased like animals by Polish far-right patrol. It seems groups of Arabs or Black Africans are particularly targeted by the far-right extremists. They were neither allowed in hotels or restaurants, being told that they were for only Ukrainian. You know there are Black Ukrainians, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's Black Russians and Black Romanians.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Black Czechs.
I know.
What the fuck you saying? So activists across social media have created the hashtag African in Ukraine to bring awareness to the racism experienced by African students. In response to the statement posted by the African Union, the Chancellery of the Prime Minister of Poland released their own statement denouncing the reports as fake news. The devil is a lie. Stop fake news. Refugees fleeing far-torn Ukraine are entering Poland regardless of their nationality. The dominant group in need of refugee in Poland are Ukrainian, but among those cleared by the border guards are also citizens of other countries such as the United States, Nigeria, India, Georgia, and others. And by posting this statement, they post a bunch of pictures of students in Poland. Yeah, a few students, they have like standing at the camera and doing the peace sign, shuck and jiving. When you know what they're doing to their own people. Whatever.
I know.
Fuck that. Fuck that. So, I've been watching this thing closely. There has been a lot of noise, man. A lot of noise. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of noise, a lot of propaganda. Because it's hard to discern what's really going on unless you have a good understanding of the history of Ukraine and Russia, of the history of NATO and the Warsaw Pact, of the history of the West and the USSR. Unless you understand that, you don't understand, you're not going to understand why we came up to that point.
Right.
That's why I wrote 12 pages of research. I'm not even done yet.
Hey.
12 pages of research, bro. So, over the last 2 weeks, there has been a lot, like I said, a lot of noise propaganda concerning the Russia-Ukraine war. So, I do not call it news, but noise, where mainstream news outlets like DW, BBC News, CNN, and MSNBC News are shamefully distorting the truth about everything. Okay? Remember when Mark Lamont Hill from CNN went to Palestine and was recorded reading a speech defending the right of Palestinians to have their land returned to them? Western news outlets focus on only one sentence from the whole paragraph that gives context to what Mark was saying. They distorted it and used it to cancel Mark from CNN and almost got him fired from his tenure at Temple University. This is the world we are living now, man, where you find woke cancel culture losers distorting whatever you are saying, weaponizing it to destroy you and defame your character. I repeat, slander and defame your character.
Mm-hmm.
So I am an anti-cancel culture, anti-propagandist, anti-conspiracy theorist, because the truth cannot take a side. The truth cannot serve my or your agenda. The truth cannot be political or partisan. Because if it is so, that will no longer be the damn truth.
Exactly.
Mark may have not been in the position to defend Palestine, but as a Haitian woman, it is my entitled right to say, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the Dominican border to the sea, Haiti will once again be free. From the west to the east, Donbass, Crimea, and Ukraine will be free. All right? Because Ukrainian, you are not free. You think the United States is helping you? Right now, you are caught up in a malicious proxy war between the United States and Russia, where the victims are only y'all. I can understand if you have hatred in your heart for Russia right now, but that hate should be redirected to Western governments that are constantly using you as human shield against Russia without you even realizing that's what they're doing. Like I said, the truth has no side. The truth must be meticulous, moral, reasonable to all. If not, that is not the truth. And that's why I speak how I do. And that is the First Amendment right of my motherfucking freedom to speak. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Imagine how I'm speaking some devil come out of nowhere and tell me that I have a pill problem and I'm taking shit. I talk like that when I take 20 pills? Damn, how do I speak when I take 40 pills? That's how much I take every day.
Abada, abada, abada.
Shoot, I talk like that with 20 pills? God damn. So, right now, Russian media is being suppressed. Based on Axios, oh shit, I gotta share y'all the link. I'm like talking. Not even share the damn link. What the hell? Let me get the link and share it with y'all. I'm gonna put it in a private chat and y'all can share it.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't share it with Lance. I don't know what Lance did not share it with you. So that's not on me. That's on Lance.
It is.
Okay, I said it. Y'all can share it. Like that, you can follow what I am saying. Right?
All right, let me put it in the chat.
Kwame, how you doing? I missed you. I hope you miss me too.
Ooh. Ooh.
Who's the troll? Who's trolling Kwame? God damn. Oh,
hold on. Oh, I think Lance got to him, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good.
Okay, guys, there's a link that Sister Beatrice is reading from.
Yeah, that you follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the reason I give the links because you can click on the links and you see like the articles, you know, because I didn't pull everything out of my ass. There's articles too. Yeah, I didn't pull everything out of my ass. There are articles. All right. So what was I saying? Yes. The suppressed media. We're in the suppressed media. The media is suppressed. Is it? Okay, yeah, suppressed media. So, based on Axios, on Tuesday, the National Association of Broadcasters called on all U.S. broadcasters to cease carrying any state-sponsored programming with ties to the Russian government. Therefore, RT America, whose operating office were in New York, Los Angeles, and Washington, D.C., permanently laid off most of its employees after being immediately dropped by DirecTV. Dish Network has yet to take action or to decide to drop RT America or not, because they asked their press secretary, they didn't say nothing yet. But inevitably, they probably will be dropped. So you got also on February 27, which is last week, right? Last week, President von der Leyen stated that the European Commission, besides closing its airspace to all Russian-owned and Russian-controlled aircraft, meaning Russian planes can neither land, take off, or overfly EU territory. But they also have banned all Kremlin media machines. Russia Today and Sputnik, along with their subsidiaries, will no longer be broadcasting in EU territory, spreading lies, as they say. What lies, bitch? Because they are Nazis in Ukraine. What lies? Because if they were Nazis, why didn't they want black people to leave Ukraine? Why didn't they want black people to get in Poland? Obviously, there's Nazis. Because their excuse is that, oh, but the president, Zelensky, he's Jew. We elected a black president. I'm just saying. The next president right after him was the biggest racist in the world.
Right.
Okay, who got black friends and black cousins? Who plays basketball? I'm just saying. Because that's why they're not racist. They got black friends and black cousins who play basketballs. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, so they shut down RT and Sputnik, and probably there was another one. It became Sputnik, but it had a different name. It was Russia something, but it became Sputnik. So I think probably that's why they changed the name of Russia Today to RT, because it reminded them of Russia Today. So, however, like I said yesterday, I noticed that Shanghai Eye, CGTV, CCTV, Li Xinjing, all of them became the mouthpiece for RT's anchors. Why are you not shutting them down?
Right.
Why ain't shutting them down? I can tell you why. Because 1.5 billion people from there are consumers of European goods. Most of the chateaus in Europe belongs to them. The most expensive condos and apartments and villas here belongs to them. Half an MBA belongs to them. You can't say shit. That's why I say the hypocrisy and arrogance only make us look weaker and more stupid as a nation. You like Russia, but you can't do shit to China. You can't even put sunshine on them fuckers. Nothing. So RT and Sputnik are being called Vladimir Putin's mouthpiece for promoting Russia's agenda. Based on Axios, Google, Roku, TikTok. I thought TikTok was for China. TikTok, or is it the American TikTok? Facebook and Microsoft are all banning and restricting access to Russia state-owned media within the EU. But even so, the United States, United Kingdom, France, and Germany have similar rights to freedom of speech and expression. Yeah, they all got the right to free speech, the right to express yourself. All of them. They got that shit. They're copying each other, actually. You know? So,
right.
yeah.
But it's so funny that they're doing all these sanctions against Russia.
But not even Russia. They're like American journalists, European journalists in France, UK, and America. So you're not violating Russia's right. You're violating American rights, French right, German right, English right. That's who you're violating. So even if they're mouthpiece for Russia, because I remember while World War II, there are tons of Nazis here walking with the Nazi flag and their Nazi uniform. They ain't do shit to them. But once it comes to communist, actually, Russia is no longer communist. China is. China is bizarre. It's like communist capitalist. It's like working in peer, communist capitalist. But Russia, since the at the end of the USSR, has no longer been communist. Get your story straight, America. When you're calling people communists, get the story straight. Here's the thing. This is funny. You hear them far right, like Fox News or whatever, calling like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube commies. Okay, so if they're communists, why are you in their platforms? If you're so against communism, why are you on their platforms? So, the thing is, if they can that's the thing. That's my concern. If they can shut down, major broadcasting network like Russia Today or Sputnik, because they're not small, they're big ass networks. They're basically CNN level, and they shut them down. What the question is, what they will do with people like us if this shit hits the fan? What they will do? What, like the small, any social media platformer, any entertainer, social, what are they gonna do to them when they talk against them? And all of us can still have the right to speak. We have the right, the freedom of expression. Are we coming back with McCarthyism, where there was a witch hunt for communists? Even though Russia is no longer communist? It's ridiculous. But this is even what is even more stupid. Did y'all know they went behind Russia's back and try to backtalk with China to make a deal against Putin? Biden went behind Putin's back. She took what Biden said and brought it right to Putin.
Wow.
I agree with him, because probably she like, if you do this shit to Putin, what are you gonna do to me? That's why Chinese, they're abstaining from either condemning or joining the bandwagon. They're abstaining for everything. Actually, they're asking for restraint, but they're not joining. Obviously they're with Russia, because the messaging financial platform, Swift in Europe, because we got PayPal here, they got Swift over there. So they booted Russia out of it. So Russia has its own. I gotta scroll down to where it is. Yeah, because I'm all over the place. Because China has its own, and I know China can do that with WeChat too. But I don't know. But they have a different app that can do it as well besides WeChat. I should get into WeChat. But the problem with WeChat, you have to be invited. That's the problem.
With WeChat?
You have to be. Even though you create your account, somebody has to invite you in their group. You cannot just chat with people.
That's just like, what's the other one? Clubhouse.
Yeah. So the Russian one is SPFS. So they created it after the invasion in 2014 and the first embargoes. So it's the test run it, and it works exclusively in Russia. So the Chinese one is what's the Chinese one? I gotta scroll down. I gotta scroll down. Is CIPS. So they're trying to integrate SPFS with SIPS. They're trying to integrate Chinese bank with Russian bank. Like that, the economy keeps working between the two nations. So I was telling my brother about the stuff that, the show we did about Russia and Africa. It's like our conspiracy theory. Didn't I tell y'all that Russia was getting strategic position in Africa? Ports that are close to Europe, close to Australia, close to, facing America. Didn't I tell y'all that? They knew that. I'm like, they knew that was coming. They were preparing for that. They knew that was coming. That's why they went make all those, because the deal that it made with Africa, and probably with South American countries, is different than how the Chinese does it. The Chinese give you cheap ass infrastructures for scorching your earth. The Russian, they give you military training and military weapon for alliance. That's all they want. Political alliance. That's all they want. They would, that they do like deals, because right now their bilateral trading is worth $40 billion, the same as the Americans. And that says something. The Chinese one is worth almost $1 billion with Africa. Yours is only worth if almost $1 trillion. No, yeah, almost $1 trillion. The Chinese one is almost worth almost $1 trillion.
Wow.
But the American one is only worth 40 billion. The UK, 60 billion. Meanwhile, African and UK and the United States are capable of sending to Africa $60 billion. So we don't even need the Americans to trade with us.
Exactly. I was having that same conversation today.
Okay. We don't need you. We can have our own folks send us money. Yep. We have our own folks sending money. So, but so far, it's worth 40 billion. And they say every year it will increase 40%, the bilateral trading between Russia and Africa. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Because the thing is, Russia and Africa, they've been having deals for a while. For example, when Thomas Sankara tried to win off the French, he would turn to Russia to give them materials. That's how he was able to build the country so fast in 4 years. And what do you expect they did to him? Lugumba, same thing. He turned to China and Russia. What do you think they did to Lugumba? But it is what it is. I think the Burundi president, too, he did turn to the Russians. But I guess it is what it is. So they're blocking Russia today. So, also, furthermore, NATO and the European Union are threatening to put a no-fly zone over Ukraine. So yesterday, I was watching Vladimir Putin saying that if they would do that, he would immediately respond, as viewing it as a participation in an armed conflict of whichever side whose territory will pose a threat to our service members. So it will be an act of war. So that very second, he said, we will view them as participants of the military conflict, and it would not matter what members they are. They will fuck you up. Oh, Lord have mercy. That would mean it would ignite World War III. Did we, the people, ask you to put a no-fly zone in Ukraine? Did we, the people, ask you to put a no-fly zone in all EU territories? Did we, the people, ask the United States government to put sanctions on Russia, Iran, or Belarus? Did we? No, we have not. And we should be vocal towards Western government and ask them to show us the burden of proof. Show us beyond the reasonable doubt that Russia is, in fact, the antagonizer.
Right.
And I will shut the fuck up.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that.
There's actually are Reuters journalist. Was it Associated Press that challenged not Jen Psaki, the other the skinny white devil. Yeah, this challenge him. Like, yeah, prove it. You're saying that, oh, there's intelligence. Show me the intelligence. That's how he was. Show me the intelligence. You know, then if you can't show it, then it is shenanigan. No, shenanigan. So, although it seems that we are already in World War III, where only the victims will be the people who made the mistake of electing greedy, warmongering, and corrupt politicians. Because I thought it was just us, but obviously Germany's as corrupt, France is as corrupt, UK is as corrupt. Because all you're beating the drums of war and saying, calling Russia mouthpiece and this and that, when you fucking know they got Nazis. Shit, y'all still have Nazis. France have Nazis. Germany especially got Nazis. The president right now is a right wing. It's a full right wing. Now, give me a break. Y'all beating that white supremacist drum. Get the fuck out of my face. The devil is a lie, okay? So, Russia will retaliate. And make no mistake, Russia is not standing alone. Its allies may not reveal themselves as allies, but if President Vladimir Putin thought he couldn't get away with invading Ukraine, he wouldn't have initiated the war. Russia will retaliate, and all we must do is prepare for the worst. Didn't I tell you it's about to be war? The same way I tell you, they keep antagonizing Russia, these motherfuckers are going to retaliate. They will retaliate. So all you got to do is prepare. What did they just send me something? Oh, yeah, I saw that already. Yeah, when I talk about Russian allies, he just posted it, my cousin.
Oh,
then
okay.
I went to Venezuela. You remember when they beat the Juan Guaido drum replacing Maduro with Juan Guaido? It seems like they're making a deal. They will kick Juan Guaido to the side if Maduro rejects Vladimir Putin. But Maduro, you do understand, as soon as they get rid of Putin, who do you think they're going to knock on the door next? Who do you think's next? Who do you think? You are. You're next. That's why she abstained of saying anything, because they know they're next. You know, they're not for or against. They already know they're next. Okay? Because everybody knows the United States would rather go to war with China over Taiwan than with Russia over Ukraine. That's why they ain't doing shit. Actually, I got news about what's going on in Ukraine, but let me continue in the same order I begin. Okay. So, it's like I was saying, you know, I've been beating that drum myself of warning, you know, save your money, not American dollars. Save your money, invest, I don't know, not in stock market, invest in Bitcoin. I mean, do the stock market, but be prepared. Buy your crypto wallet, you know. If that shit falls, if shit hits the ground, hits the fan, your shit's in your wallet. The big one cannot be like, I can't give you your money. Be like, fuck, you already got my money. It's in my wallet. I already got my money. It's in my wallet. All right. So I would say invest like in gold and silver, but how do you sell that shit in the time of war? How you sell that shit? Do you barter or something?
That's a good question.
Because I do have tons of silver.
Mm-hmm.
I can't afford gold. That's not my limit. That's how do you call it? That's not my level of gaming. I'm at silver level. Can't afford that yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, not yet. But yeah. So
I guess by the time we need to use that kind of currency, we need to use, the actual silver or gold coins or whatever, we'll know exactly how to exchange it out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because you can't exactly walk with a pile of gold and silver. That's why crypto is more convenient. Especially if you can create an intranet. That's what Venezuela did. I don't know how it works, but yeah. So in order to train the feeble American minds with the anti-war sentiment, Western mainstream media such as CBS News, MSNBC, BBC News, Sky News, and unfortunately Al Jazeera are feeling wary because European people with blonde hair and blue eyes are being killed.
Yeah, exactly.
Al Jazeera is saying it. Okay? They had to denounce that shit right in and there because it was a white guy calling like people from civilized world a fine clothed people with a career. They are not refugees coming from Syria, they say, but prosperous, well-dressed, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, white Christian coming from civilized world. Remember that before you embrace white supremacist Western ideology, before you start beating the drum of war. Remember that. Remember that it wasn't you. It was the same people who dragged you into the war. You didn't ask them to drag you in war. They did. They did. Okay. So, where's my mouse at? All right. Oh, hey, Annika. How you doing? Ray of Sunshine. Hey, Kwame. I see you. I see you, baby. Shake that ass. Oh, shit. So I was probably, like I said, the first on social media that Shirley told you that war was coming. I've been saying that shit for a minute. And that will probably be this first that has also announced that there will be a revolution in the United States. The bombing in Tennessee, January 6th, and the Trucker Freedom Convoy are only appetizers or warning that something is festering in American society and can no longer be rectified. It is an open wound begging for the infectious pus to come out. And as I said before, it won't even be us, black and brown brothers and sisters, but the pissed off, hardworking, destitute, blue collar, white folks.
Oh yeah.
Remember that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whose freedom is in jeopardy?
Oh, right now, shit. There's a 20 miles trucker convoy, man. 20 miles trucker convoy. Yeah. Oh, did y'all see my collection of "Fuck You Trudeau"? Fuck you, Justin Trudeau.
I did see it.
Because I posted it on Facebook. That made me so funny, but that's the one I shared. There were a lot more. Some of them to me they seem offensive and like anti-LGBT. I'm like, I ain't fucking with that. And especially Hitler mustache, nah, I ain't fucking with that, man. Nah, okay. Already, I'm saying from the river to the sea. I can fuck with that one too. Forget that. I'm good. Before you know it, they'll distort what I say. See, I've been talking for how many? For a whole hour, and they'll take one sentence.
Oh, yeah. Don't you know it?
I've been talking for a whole hour. They'll take the whole one sentence and fucked up everything. Fucking loser, woke piece of shit, motherfuckers. Fuck your mamas. Yes. So, besides that, Russian booze is being banned and Russia is being canceled from wire transfer. I already talked about the SWIFT. But now 10 states already, probably more, governors or governors and like what they call congressmen and senators, they're pushing the agenda to throw away vodka. The only problem is only 1.2% of vodkas coming in the United States are Russian, which means 98.8% is American and Norwegian. So you're throwing away American and Norwegian vodka. I'm with. Yeah, somebody start throwing away, for example, Stoli. Stoli is not Russian. It used to be Russian, no longer Russian. Guess Smirnoff. Smirnoff used to be. It hasn't been Russian for a minute. So
who has Smirnoff now?
I think Smirnoff is American and German. Stoli, I think it's Lithuanian and American. Yeah, because they have subsidiaries in here, and then but I don't know which one was Russian because they didn't give the list of the Russian vodkas. But the main one, like Stoli, what was another one? The one PDD was promoting. That's definitely not Russian, but that's vodka.
Oh, Grey Goose.
Wait, Grey Goose? No, that
was it Grey Goose?
That's French. Yeah, that's French, no?
I think it's Grey Goose. I don't drink vodka, so I don't know.
No, it wasn't that slim bottle with the ball and
yeah. No, it's not Grey Goose.
Something.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't drink. Something.
Whatever, me either. So
yeah, move along. Move along. I don't drink. So here is what CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, BBC News, or DW are not telling you. While Western authorities like the United States or European Union is training our mind to see Russia
Ciroc. Oh gosh.
Ciroc.
Yeah.
As an aggressor and what Ukrainian Nazis as victim, China along India are abstaining from either condemning or sanctioning Russia. Actually, the Biden administration is contemplating sanctioning India. Not only from abstaining from blaming Russia, but for its recent purchase of the Russian S-40 missile system. The Biden administration feels that it should intervene in Indians' affairs. Who owns a stockpile and even rely on Russian military equipment. So you think you should tell another sovereign country what they can buy or not? Is that because they're not white like you? Because I'm sure you can't say that to Spain or France. You can't tell them shit. I'm just saying, okay? So the Biden administration feels that it should intervene, and the administration will decide to apply sanctions based on the countering American adversary law, or the American white imperialist law. That's what I call it. Okay. They pulled that same bullshit with Nigeria and South Africa when they bought, the jets from Russia. Because Nigeria have been begging the United States for helicopters and jets. They said no. Who do you think they turned to? The Russians. And they got pissed off. Why? You didn't want to give it to us. Fuck you. You know, that's why, unfortunately, you got the shuck and jiving president from Nigeria and Ghana blaming Russia, you know, calling humanitarian disaster and all that shit. When, you know, the same devils you're praising, they won't even want to sell you helicopters and planes. I'm just fucking saying. You know? So currently, the American Trucking Convoy, an extension of the Canadian Freedom Convoy, that American and Canadian news are calling extremist, racist, misogynist, pro-Donald Trump, anti-vaxxer, is progressively advancing towards Washington, D.C. They're there right now. They are.
Right.
I was looking up the videos. They're already there. So I don't know how long they'll be there because they say it will create some fucked up traffic jam, but they're there. So the convoy, which originally started in Adelanto, California on February 22nd, the day before Russia invasion of Ukraine, has thousands of trucks, 20 miles of trucks, basically like a Russian invasion. Cortege, because the Russian is like 40 miles, right? Oh, Lord have mercy. So, thousands of trucks.
This is really something.
Yeah, cars, and they have dispersed. What did they dispersed between states such as Ohio, Tennessee, Alabama?
This is really something.
Yeah, so they don't block them, and they didn't tell that their location. That's why they disperse. You're gonna have to stop them in several places. And there's some states that are sympathetic. That's why they let them through. Actually, like the Alabama prosecutor, state's prosecutor, yeah, I actually encouraged them. So, yeah, the objective was to stage in Hagerstown, Maryland on Friday, February 25th, and to head out to their final destination in Washington, D.C. on the following day, yesterday. So one of their objectives could be to block the 64-mile Capitol Beltway, which surround Washington, D.C. And that's exactly what they're doing. I don't know if it's still there, but that's exactly what they were doing. So
this is very impressive. I'm looking at the video.
Oh, you find the video?
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, folks can click on it and see for themselves.
Yep. Yeah, let me like refresh this to see. Because that kind of filtered for today's video only. So I can see. Yeah, 4 hours ago, 7 hours ago, 3 hours ago. Okay.
They don't look like us, that's for sure.
Hello? No, the ones here, yeah. But the one in Canada, they had a lot of
us, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of black folks and Pakistanis too. A lot of Pakistani and Afghan and Indians. A lot. So yeah.
More diverse.
Yep. So the convoy had the Great American Patriot Project, the People's Convoy, hundreds of cars with doctors and politicians. Y'all don't have a job? I mean, you call yourself politicians and doctors. I don't know. You're going to leave your patients to go on a convoy?
Well, I mean, if you're doing it for your freedom.
I guess. Or for not wearing a mask, well, I can't argue that. Because the last week at the job was fucking hell. My throat started really like itchy from breathing through the mask for so long. Yeah.
Because you was breathing back in all that poison shit you was putting out.
You know? And my tonsils started like, they really hurt from breathing all that shit. There's the fabric from it. And like, for example, the N95, after a while, I can't stand it. It's like, probably because the fact I'm walking on carpet and it's cold. So the static makes the fibers stand. And as I feel like, spider web on my face and it drives me crazy. Yeah. So, So their demand is for elected officials to work with the blue collar and white collar workers of America and restore accountability and liberty by lifting all mandates and ending the state of emergency. America needs to go back to work in a free and unrestricted manner. I don't know about that, but I guess. I mean, no, I agree with them. Like, if you want, keep your mask on. If you want, you don't want to, don't wear a mask. Me, I will wear a mask because y'all keep showing up on my face saying you had COVID. You like this. I had COVID, and they're never black.
Apex Kev made a good point. Why are our people crying for the Ukrainians? Not us. People, they're going to the United Nations and pleading.
They got no self-respect.
They have no sense
or self-respect.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was the Nigerian and Ghanaian president, right? Ain't it your people they're pulling gun at and stopping from getting Hungary or Poland?
Mm-hmm.
And it your people they're chasing like animals?
Mm-hmm.
And you show up and crying for the same people, terrorizing your people?
Mm-hmm.
Man, y'all should do a coup in Nigeria and Ghana. I'm like, fuck you. No, man, I don't need y'all no more. You can just walk away. Move. Because South Africa, which is the next superpower in Africa, they abstained.
Right.
They don't want part of that bullshit. South Africa abstained. They don't want no part of that bullshit. But Nigeria, poor white folks. Their white rights are being violated. Why, master? Why, master, gotta be another blue-eyed, blonde-haired white folks like yourself, master? Also, the third point, CNN, Fox News, the MSNBC did not tell you. They say that the looters ransacking the empty Ukrainian homes and the aggressor shooting at Ukrainian civilians and Donbass were Russian, right? They're not. They're Ukrainian. They're the Nazi Azov Ukrainians shooting on other Ukrainians. Actually, them Donbass Nazis been shooting at them since 2014. Because when the American, what was the name of that president anyway? The one that put down in 2014. Because he was elected and he was playing both sides, Russia and the United States. And we financed the Nazis to put him down.
Mm-hmm.
Chase him out of Ukraine. What was his name?
Good question. I wasn't paying attention in class.
Yeah. Hold on. I got it. I think I do. I hope I do. I think I do. Okay. Okay. No. Viktor Yanukovych. I know I got it. Because I was watching Ben Norton. Benjamin Norton. Because it was Li Jingjing that was interviewing him. Li Jingjing also worked for CGTV. Or maybe it's a contributor for CGTV or something. Jesus Christ, it's Chinese. It's Chinese. So He said, like was it the Secretary of State? Okay, he said Jen Stoltenberg on February 19, 2014, made a statement saying if Russia wants to divide us, they actually get the opposite. They get a more united NATO. And if Russia wants less NATO at its borders, they get the opposite. They get more NATO. And Ukrainian were the dumbass going along with this bullshit. That's why I said before, you're being used like a human shield. Because as soon as shit hit the fan, where are the Americans? Where's NATO? Where's Canada? Where's France? Where's Germany? Where they at? Because I see Zelensky crying like a bitch on TV. Oh, yeah, abandoning this. Yeah, that's right, because you were stupid enough to fall for that bullshit. Okay? I won't fall for it because I saw what they did to my country. We saw what happened to Congo, Rwanda, Venezuela, Salvador, Iraq, Syria, Sudan, Somalia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Libya, and I keep going. Mali. My brother got upset when I say that.
Why?
I'm spewing hate against America. I'm like, it's in history book. How is that hate? It's in history books. Whatever. But whatever. But the looters, actually, like I said, they're Ukrainian. They're the same Azov motherfuckers terrorizing their own population. Okay? So it's actually that journalist, what's her name? Anne-Laure Bonnell. So they're trying to squash her interview that she did with a French channel. But she came out with a movie that is called Donbass. So I try to find it on Amazon. They don't have it yet. So I'm waiting to see where it's going to come out so I can buy the movie. The movie details the massacre of the Russian-speaking Donbass resident by the Azov and whatever, all the Nazis. Because what happened is, and Ben Norton was explaining that, and yeah, that's what happened actually. I didn't even need to listen to Ben. That's exactly what happened. Because when they put down Yanukovych, right? So they got an American puppet and put him president instead.
Right.
I think that asshole said that Putin tried to poison him. Yeah, because you're a puppet. So people in Donbass, Ludansk, Donetsk, so they were like, no, we don't want you. So they try to have their autonomy or independence. And because they try to revolt, so since then they are being massacred. So basically,
teach them a lesson.
No. If it was only that, that's not what. If it was only that, no. Them Nazis think they are superior. Their blood is superior. That the Russian-speaking Ukrainian are not white. They're inferior. They're from Genghis Khan. They're Genghis Khan descendant, and therefore they have to be exterminated. You know, they kind of got a point because, like, when you leave Moscow, everybody else is Asian. When you go to Siberia, they're Asian. Caucasus, Asian. They're Asian. They're Russian, but they're Asian. And they look like Chinese speaking Russian. They like, what the fuck? Yeah, because you see a Chinese and they're, what the fuck? But they're Russian.
Oh, you see them black, but they're Russian. I mean,
yeah, no, that I'm not surprised. We're everywhere. No matter what the devil try to say, we are everywhere. We're everywhere. Actually, there were a lot of Haitian in Russia on the Duvalier. So I don't know if there's still a lot of Haitian there.
I think so. I saw a documentary a couple of years ago. I don't know about right this moment, but I saw where quite a few Haitians were going. They were actually going there as pastors, but nonetheless, you know, there was a population over there of us folks, Haitians.
Oh, okay.
Mhm,
Cool.
mhm.
Yeah. So,
Although I think I heard something where Putin is doing away with Christianity. Something to that effect. He
it
don't
is
want.
because I think he was the promoter of Orthodox Christianity.
Mhm,
Yeah, he actually was paying people to have more babies.
mhm.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I
So he,
saw something. I remember seeing. It could be propaganda, but you know, because it wouldn't surprise me.
like he had these churches built everywhere, and
Mhm,
it was
mhm,
no, he's a big promoter of Orthodox Christianity. So
mhm,
what a
mhm,
surprise! Yeah, that's why he builds his power all over. It's the Christian Orthodox Christianity. But
mhm. Who
so
is this? Let's see. Oh, that's how he felt.
yeah, so besides that, so the journalist Bonnell affirmed that since 2014, Ukrainian government have been nonstop bombarding Donetsk and Lugansk regions, causing over 10,000 deaths and over
Mm,
2 million refugees. What Western mainstream media will also not tell you is that since February 18th, 150,000 of the refugees from Donbass have fled to Russia. They tell you Poland and Hungary, but they tell you some of them went to Russia as well. So, the same week Russia launched its full invasion of Ukraine, the United States has also launched a drone strike in Somalia through Africa. Why you dumb motherfucker had white folks come in your land and build Africa, even though they use the Oreo cookie devil
mhm,
to convince you? The Oreo cookie devil that was broke as fuck like any other nigga and now is a multi-billionaire. Just saying.
mm.
Sold out his own people. Just saying. So, yeah, the same week they're beating the drums of war, tell you, oh, Russia, 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 Russia. We've been bombarding people in Somalia. That same week, okay? February 22nd, African claimed that it had conducted a remote strike near the Bubble or the Bubble. Is it the Bubble or the Bubble? Whatever. It's Somalia. Okay, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's
Okay,
okay.
if it's Arab, it will be Dubouble or Dubouble. But if it's English, it's the bubble. I don't know. If it's French, it's gonna be Dubouble. So I don't know.
So take
Je
it
ne
as
sais
the
pas.
take it as the French version.
Je ne sais pas. Okay, c'est Dubouble.
Du bublé, du bublé, du bublé,
Okay.
du bublé.
So on February 1st, so they're beating the drum, right? Of Russia, 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 when them 2 weeks prior on February 1st, the United States government had launched missiles in Yemen, responding to an attack on the United Emirates by the Yemeni Houthi rebels. On February 23rd, the same day of the Russian invasion, the exact same day, Israel fired several missiles in Syria. Israel not in war in Syria, but meanwhile, Israel is trying to steal Syrian land. So you beating the drums about Russia invading Ukraine, and Israel is invading Syria.
Yeah.
Why ain't say shit about that?
You can't speak about it.
Why ain't say shit about that?
Can't speak about it, sweetie. Can't speak about it.
Okay, and I'm not making this up because it has the hyperlink. You click on it. It's actually the Israeli newspaper Haaretz who published it. Just saying. Okay, Israel is fired several missiles in Syria and the province of Quneitra around midnight, targeting the anti-aircraft battery system. They missed, thank God. And there was no casualty that have been reported. Okay, they're not reporting if it was the third strike of. Oh yeah, that's what they're not reporting. It was the third strike in 1 month. Israel has been bombing Syria the whole month. But like Russia. Meanwhile, Israel is invading another country.
Right.
Just saying. What they're not telling you also. Dang. Shit, that's why you need the document. Y'all found the document?
What document?
The one I just shared. You're tripping. The one I'm reading now.
I posted it in the link.
Now I want to see. Everybody, do you got the document? Robert Hightower, Kwame, OB.
I'll put it again. Calm
yeah,
down.
y'all got the document because y'all need to see it at the same time what the hell I'm talking about.
Calm down. Cool your jets. Cool your jets. Cool your jets. Hang on.
HC or whatever.
Huh? Okay, there you go, guys. I posted it again, so everybody has access to it.
Okay. Tifam, where you at? Tifam. Is she under the bed? I think she's under the bed. I need water.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
Thirsty.
Robert, hi. Kwame.
Okay.
OB.
I'm over here, so don't think I'm not too far.
I know you're right there. She just had to step away for a quick second. So
I'm thirsty. I've been talking.
Greetings, my brother.
I tell you what's funny. I said I was talking like that on Monday, right? Or Sunday night, right? Or with Robert and the pitbull. Girl, as soon as I walk out, my voice was fine. My breathing was fine. The heart wasn't racing. I was fine.
You felt wonderful.
My back wasn't hurting. My knees weren't hurting.
You just took a load off.
It's fucked up. Better. As soon as
you were having anxiety. You were having anxiety.
The next day, hey, how y'all doing? My voice fine. Everything's fine. Because I know I'm leaving. It's crazy. So, Fox Business anchor Charles Payne claimed on air that the United States government bought 200.
Follow along, folks.
And 32 million barrels of oil from Russia last year alone. And they were already beating the drum of war since last year. Shameful motherfuckers. Shameful ass motherfuckers. Because if you click on the link, you'll see it every month how much they bought from Russia. So you see, they've been buying oil from Russia since 1991 or 95. I gotta click on that shit. Hold on, I gotta click on it. I think it's 95. They've been buying that oil. Now this is shameless, man. You buying their oil, you eating their food, drinking their vodka. Meanwhile, you've been talking all kind of shit about them. What the fuck?
How far down are you?
Who?
You, were you reading a white Western authorities?
Yeah, since 1995. I clicked on the link so I can see. So, last year, in January, they bought 20 million. Because, they took out 3 zeros. You have to add 3 zeros. So January they bought 20 million barrels.
Mm-hmm.
February 12.6 million barrels. March 22.9 million barrels. April 20.6 million barrels. May 26 million barrels. June 25 million barrels. July 23.5 million barrels. July, right? August 24.6 million. September 18.8 million. October, that's when they started that bullshit. 19.6 million. November, they're beating the drum now. The war, Russia. 17.8 million. December, I guess it's decreasing. They bought, that's why they say war. 12.5 million barrel. Okay? Probably they're still buying Russian oil. This ain't telling your ass they're buying Russian oil. And they're antagonizing Russia at the same fucking time. Shameful. Just
Crazy.
shameful. Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, we've been paying them $20 million per day. Per day. Buying Russian oil.
And why aren't we using our own oil?
I know, right?
Oh, because we've been having so much spillage out there in the Gulf.
Yeah, and I just saw a tweet where Elon Musk said, no, not with the YouTube video. I just haven't watched it yet. He said we need to spend more in oil production. I'm like, Elon Musk, bitch, and you the electric car and solar power. What the fuck? What happened to electric car and solar power? Oh, by the way, I gotta send y'all that video. There's a guy from Zimbabwe.
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah.
But send it to me so I can put it in the
Yeah, he created a self-powered TV and a self-powered car. That's crazy. That's crazy. We should get his contact so he can hook us up.
No, we should be worried about him. The last person that said that they created a car that ran on water wound up dead. And they tried to to mess up his character.
Of course they will. I'm not even surprised. The devil is a lie.
So this young man, as enthusiastic as he is about his invention,
Oh, he said he's already getting death threats.
Yeah.
So I hope his government takes this very seriously and try to protect them.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay.
Yep. Let me get
They be the first ones probably go after the poor kid.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know about that because Zimbabwe is not that buddy with the United States, so I don't know. Because Zimbabwe, remember the until they put that president down, they weren't that is so close with the Western world. They're more close with the Chinese until they put him down. They thought they put somebody that was more U.S. agenda, but he's like, no, I'm not giving lands back to white folks. I'm not doing that. So they don't like him either. Because that's why they got him, to give land to white folks. He's like, I'm not doing that.
Right.
That's how it's supposed to be. Because before you know it, they'll kick you out of your own land.
Oh, yeah.
You'll soon enough, you'll be a tourist on your own ancestral land.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you will. Yeah. So the United States imported 266 millions of barrels of crude oil every month. And 8.2% is from Russia. And we get all kind of shit. We get, because I'm using two computers at the same time. So what was the other thing? The other website where they show exactly what we get. Is it the analysis and projection? Or total crude oil. Yeah. Or is it oil product? Yeah. Total crude oil products. Yeah, because they show all the products we're getting. No, not the monthly. The annual. What is the monthly? Where's that thing? I give up. Yeah, because they were showing what kind of, because we get the refined, we get the one, the lead, we get all kind of different type of oil from Russia. It's not only the crude oil. We get different type from Russia. So also, Russian mercenaries have been active in Libya, Sudan, Mozambique, Central African Republic, and Mali. Have the weaponry coming into Africa come from Russia. The main importers are Algeria, Egypt, but now also Tanzania, Nigeria, and Cameroon. How come you can buy Russian weapons? They're mistreating your people, and you have the audacity to cry for Ukrainian. Y'all need to find a different president. If not, throw shoes at him. No, it's disrespectful.
Isn't that the highest? Isn't that the highest form of disrespect?
For Muslim, I think so. And Arabs. Throw shoes at him because he's stupid. Coon ass motherfucker.
Okay,
Although he made the effort for the Nigerian embassy to handle the black refugees coming in Hungary. So at least he did that part. At least.
Okay, so let me post this link.
Oh yeah, so they can see what the guy did. Also his Instagram where you see all his invention. Let me get the Instagram. So I followed him. So it'd be nice you follow him too. Pray for him. If you're in Africa, I don't know, be his bodyguard or something. Because it's correct. You never do something. Yeah, if we don't protect him and stand for him, something will happen.
Exactly.
Hopefully it's not us who betrayed him. Because
who
ain't
knows?
Gonna be me.
Get the right sort for the right price. You never know.
Well, that's the thing. There shouldn't be a right price.
I know that. I
You
agree
not be
with
ready
you.
to betray your own kind for the right price. That's fucked up. That is fucked up.
Say it again.
That is fucked up. Shit.
Can you go deeper? Can you go deeper?
That is fucked up.
You still need to go a little deeper.
I don't think I can go deeper.
Oh.
I don't think so. Who texting me? Who the fuck is texting me? Who is you? What the fuck you want? Who's texting me at this time? Huh? Oh, Dr. Gold. Jesus Christ. Like, how many texts a bitch gotta get? God damn it. So now I got an appointment with him tomorrow. So, also, Africa imports $4 billion worth of grain from Russia and $2.9 billion of grain from Ukraine. Russia has invested $190 million in developing special economic zone in Port Said, Egypt.
I am vast. Who are you talking about? Whose name on Instagram are you looking for? Because there are no hymns on here. They're only her and her.
Oh no, I mean
and Lance. Guy. Which guy?
The inventor. Probably that's what he's asking for.
Okay.
Yeah, I put the link.
I put the link in there. So hit the link. It should come up.
Yeah. So what was I saying?
You keep
Oh
talking
yeah,
like that.
great.
You keep talking like that. They might be looking for a guy.
Nah, I ain't got no dick. No, I'm good.
Ah.
Got a fake one, but got a fake one, but I got no. I got a high level of testosterone. Yeah, but nah, I got no dick.
Well, Beatrice, I don't think the men are going to complain as long as you hold that microphone the way you do in front of you.
I'm serious.
They're still looking.
That remind me of the Lola at the park. She said there was the Hispanic guy who didn't speak English, so she would teach him a few English words. So before you know it, the guy was like, "Mommy, do you suck? Do you suck?"
He learned that real quick, didn't he?
Oh God.
Okay.
I used those same sounds to describe something the other day, and oh my gosh. Boy.
Well, that's how men are. Whatever you use, they're gonna think the one thing because they know most men know what that sound feels like.
I was highly reprimanded.
Well, you weren't sucking. What the fuck?
I think I explained it. I what's the word? I described it too well, you know. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh Lordy Lord. Anyways.
Okay. So furthermore, this is what people are not realizing. Now, saying that you want to remove Russia from financial system, Russia from like PayPal or Swift, y'all stupid. You just shooting your own ass in the foot. Remove Russia from the banking system. What the fuck is there gonna happen? You say you freezing their account, like Russia will be that motherfucking stupid that they didn't prepare since 2014 to know you're about to freeze their fucking money. Putin is worth $60 billion, bro. And that was in 2014. Imagine how much it's worth now.
Exactly.
And he will leave all that 60 billion in your bank to freeze it. And I'm that stupid. Fuck you, man. Because that's it. Oh, damn. Go ahead.
No, I just think that the news is oversimplifying Putin and the things that he's doing. You know, I feel like they're really oversimplifying things, and I don't know who they're doing that for. Is it us?
I know, right?
Us, the people who are listening and buying into the foolishness. You know.
Okay, because I remember what was that? I read it. I remember. Was it last year? No, it was the year before the pandemic, that Russia and China was buying gold like a motherfucker.
See, there you go.
They knew that was coming. Both of them knew that was coming.
And that's why the price got jacked up so much.
Like that. We don't have gold like that.
Right.
We don't know.
Do we not? I don't see. Here's the thing. And I might be oversimplifying. I don't trust that we don't have what they have. I do not feel that America is so careless that they would leave themselves open to, you know, they got shit hidden. They got stuff hidden.
Oh, yeah, we do.
They got
the fact that we keep printing money, because the money should be based
on
the gold reserve or on oil.
Yeah. But they're not going to do that because they want to keep the gold. Those who have it want to keep it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they've been buying, it's not a trillion. Yeah, $1 trillion worth of gold each year. $1 trillion worth of gold each year. Russia and China. As they said, they were the biggest consumers of gold for like 2-3 years. They knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Same time, Venezuela, the same 2014. They requested their gold back because probably they knew that embargo was coming.
Right. And see, we're the dumb ones, us folks, and no insult, folks. Oh, that's okay, Uprising. You know how it is up in this chat room. It can go left or sideways quick, fast, and in a hurry. But it'll always come back to center. We'll always come back around. See, we should have been trying, especially when you saw people talking about sell us your gold. That's the time we should have been finding a lockbox and putting shit aside. Sell what? Why am I selling you my gold? Gold is such a precious item, precious
expensive.
metal. Why would I sell you? You see, people people get caught up in paper money, and so it's like, okay, I'll take it to the pawn shop. I'll give the pawn shop my precious metal, and they'll give me a couple dollars. And I'll run off happy because I got a couple dollars of paper in my hand that basically, what is it worth? What's the paper worth? And now when we really can't afford it and we've given it away, how do you get that back? You can't get it back. You can't even buy it back. So
exactly. I remember when last year my psychologist was like, "Why don't you sell your mom's jewelry? What the fuck for?" I'm like, "They're heirloom. If I sell them, what man? If I adopt children, what the fuck they're gonna get?"
Exactly.
I'm like, what if they sell them? I'm like, I'll put it in my will. You shall not sell them. You will keep them for the next
You'll
generation.
keep them. That's right.
Well, you know what?
For the next generation, you shall not sell them.
To think back in hindsight, and you know how I always try to figure stuff out. If you could remember, if you ever watched Jerry Springer back in the day or any one of those little hood type shows, those were the shows that always targeted the viewers to sell their gold.
Yes.
Who were the viewers?
Yes.
They were home at 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock in the daytime. Look at the other commercials that they have. Oh, don't sit down. Don't let your life go by. Get a certificate in this business school or this trade school. You can get the financial aid for it, which is going to put them in debt for a long time. And then you have the other commercials, like I said, about your gold and selling your gold and everything like that. So it was aimed toward poor people, aimed toward black people. Yes. And a lot of us ran off and did what we had to do. You understand? And did that. But I always asked, why? Because we were so much across the board in dire straits. Not that any of the race is not. But generally, if you're sitting home watching Jerry Springer, you could be retired and doing it. You could be off on that day and doing it. I'm not knocking everybody. But I'm saying 85% of the reasons why you're there every day watching Jerry Springer is probably because you're unemployed. You're not doing anything. And it's aimed at, let's just say it, folks in the hood, hood rat.
Yeah.
Folks, I mean, I'm not throwing off on anybody. I'm just saying it like it is the way they think. Because when you look at TV shows, you can tell who the target audience is by the type of commercials that they have. So when you see certain shows and it talks about different types of stocks and bonds and retirement vehicles, and then oh, these are people who are investing money. Yeah, it could be poor black people doing that too. But then you see an advertisement for the latest Lincoln Town car. Who buys Lincoln Town cars? Black people do too, but generally it's say, for example, white men in their late 50s and whatever. Just from now on, when you watch a television show, let the commercials tell you who that show is aimed and targeted for. When you're on a website, now we know we have the type of websites now where the ads follow us. But when you see something that is sponsored by somebody, who is sponsoring that website? When you read the news, try to figure out if it's a Republican-based or influenced periodical or something Democratic or something conservative. Who are the people behind this? Who are they speaking for? Who's the target audience? So when they want to put propaganda out, who is the target audience and who are the people who are watching this. Like you have the New York Times in New York City, you have the Daily News in New York City, you have the New York Post in New York City, okay? You have other papers also, okay? But I wouldn't say, and I don't know, I'm not there anymore, but I would say pretty much those three have the biggest chunk of influence on the minds of people. But guess what? The Post, I forgot what grade reading level it was on, but it's real low. The New York Times is on a much higher grade reading level. Probably college.
True. Yes.
Information extracted out of that, and they're going to say things that they're not going to say to the masses in the New York Post. So what you do, you have it all figured out, and see and read everything, but understand who they're targeting when they put these things out. The type of ads that are in it. The ads tell you everything on who they're aiming the news on. So
yeah, the reverse mortgage or sell your life insurance.
Right. There you go. People who are in dire straits are going to think like that more. So now life insurance.
Cash advance.
Cash advance.
Yeah.
Look at the neighborhoods. Okay, check this out. Look at the neighborhoods who have these establishments. Now you may have some poor white neighborhoods, but look who's going in there. Observe. Just don't blindly say, well, that's a building, that's a cash advance. Whatever. Look who, and if you're in there, nobody else is around, and you run into a brother who might be working and say, hey, let me ask you something. Between you and me, what's the most amount of people who are coming in here using your services? This is what I do. I talk to people. I pull them to the side. They may not be able to give me the exact statistics, but across the board, if I keep asking questions, I'll figure out what's going on.
Right.
The neighborhoods that have, especially in Florida, especially in Orlando, especially down Orange Blossom Trail,
West Palm Beach.
When you have a cash advance, when you have check and go, when you have these spots,
buy here, pay here,
all night, buy here, pay here, and at nighttime there's prostitution going on in that same neighborhood. What does that tell you about that neighborhood? It's unfortunate, but that's the red light district, and that's the zone for it. And when you have the apartment buildings nearby, you know they're going to be cheap. You see, you know they're going to be cheap.
Oh yeah.
We answer this phone call.
All right. So true.
Yep. So they've been buying in the trillions because that's why it got in the Forbes magazine, because they said, wow, why the Chinese and the Russian are buying so much gold? They buy gold more than everybody else. And actually,
because they were in conversation with each other and they know exactly what they're going to be doing.
Exactly. So furthermore, even though you got a couple of coons countries, so the Russian, when the Russian invasion of Ukraine happened, Sudan immediately sent a delegation to Moscow in order to strengthen their closer tie with Russia, because Russia has a concession on their gold mine in Sudan. So probably they're getting a real good deal if they're like, please stay with us, please have business with us. Right, they're getting a real good deal with Russia. So isolating Russia. So I think who wrote that? I think it was in the Indians. Yeah, it was the Financial Times. So is it isolating Russia will only push it closer to African countries? No, it was actually a South African girl. Yeah, she wrote that. She said we'll push it closer to Mali, Central Africa. Is African country, Central African Republic, damn it, the Democratic Republic of Congo, who provides ample supply of cobalt, gold, diamond, and everything else it may need. Or let's not forget oil too. All those countries have oil, so they don't need y'all. Yeah, they may be able to make more money with y'all, but they don't need y'all. And that's the thing. You be beating the war drum, talking all that shit when you know you need that Russian caviar. You know you need that Russian vodka. You know you need to go on vacation in Moscow. I'm just saying. You're full of shit.
Too much.
Full of shit. So
That's true, Robert. That's true. There's going to be a lot of different new currencies,
yeah,
means of
yeah, you should
currency coming
like if you
forward.
can invest in gold. Me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just buying silver coins, man. I can't afford that. It's too expensive. That for now, it's not my league. For now, I ain't got $1,500 to spend like that in gold.
On 1 ounce
Just 1 ounce.
or 1 gram. Is it for an ounce? I think it is.
Yeah,
Gold
1
price.
ounce.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I ain't got that kind of money. For now. For now. Okay, and finally, the United States government, through the National Endowment for Democracy, an extension of the CIA that is entirely funded by Congress. Because it's the Congress who like fanning the flame of war.
Mm-hmm.
They have spent $37.7 million in anti-Russian rhetoric in Ukraine and other European countries. The National Endowment for Democracy has also spent millions of dollars on right-wing rhetoric in Nicaragua and Venezuela. That's why he almost had a coup in Venezuela and he had a coup in Bolivia. It was those right-wing Nazi motherfuckers. Okay? Actually, they all know that the United States hired a whole bunch of Nazis. The whole bunch of Nazis they arrested in Germany, they brought them all here to work for them in the CIA. That's how you ended up with the MK Ultra project. It's an extension of the German MK Ultra project. Just saying. So their main target, of course, was Donbass, where they got the Russian-speaking minority. The same city, journalist Anne Laure Bonnell claims were Ukrainian separatists that have been committing genocide on Russian-speaking Ukraine. Yes. Just saying. Okay, and if you scroll down, you see the picture of then Azov and whatever the fuck name the devils. Fucking devils. Azov, C-14. Yeah, I think they're C-14 and Azovs. That's what they are. And among them, there's a few Americans. Oh. Somebody texting? Oh, yeah, I got a text. I got to see. Who is texting me? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hey, Tina.
Oh, okay. My cousin texting stuff. Okay. Yeah, where was I? Man, I'm distracted. Okay. So we read this and that and this and that and this and
You
that.
said if you scroll down, there's a picture of something.
Yeah, I did say that. Yeah. Y'all saw the picture? I hope y'all did. Okay. So now we did that. We're going to start talking about the history of Russia and Ukraine and how we ended up with this problem. I'm just fucking saying. How we ended up with this problem. Okay?
Tell us, sis.
Okay?
How did it happen?
Okay? So once upon a time, there was a country that is called, let me do it like Kamala Harris explaining. The Russia-Ukraine conflict. So there is one big country in Europe that is called Russia. And there's one little country that is called Ukraine. And the big country is attacking the smaller country. And we, the United States, are saying it's not right. That's how she explained what happened.
No, she did not.
Look it up.
Who are you yelling at? Chris?
Look it up.
Oh, God.
That guy who laughs about everything. You don't even know what she's laughing about.
Who? Oh,
Kamala Harris.
Kamala. Oh.
Laugh about everything.
You know, I have never watched her speak.
She don't speak. I call her Willem de Bois, which
I've
means
never watched her do anything, move her mouth to say or whatever.
exactly. I call her Willem de Bois. She never gets to the point. She just drowned the fish. You ask her a question, she rides you around the block. And you're like, I'm
Oh
fucking
wow.
confused. That's what she like. Anything you ask her, she drives you around the block. And you're like, I'm confused. Where now? That's how Kamala is. And when you really like, corner her, yes, get mama, yes. So, what the fuck? Yeah, presently Canada is sending CS-18 jet fighters and hundreds of troops additional to the 24,000 regular that were already there to support Ukrainian soldiers on a training mission. Yesterday in the region of Kherson, though, as Russian troops are advancing loads of T-64 tanks, cars, trucks, and armed personal carriers, military equipment, and an arsenal of small rockets, propellers, grenade, and a vast quantity of ammunition, specifically 4,500 tons of ammunition, including 122 millimeters mine, tank shell with charges, guided missile canisters, explosive mine, head detonators, 50 tons of weapon were left in thousands of crates. So the Ukrainian soldiers just left all that shit. They left all that shit. There was like a kilometer of camp, of like tents. They left all that shit in a hurry. All of them were abandoned by Ukrainian soldiers. There were 4,000 Ukrainian servicemen who all deserted their camp in a hurry. So, leaving apparently personal effects behind because they found their IDs. So, they are like their bunkers, everything, their clothes. So, they are suspected to be hiding among the civilians with civilian clothes.
Yes.
Okay. So they deserted as soon as they found out that their leader deserted also, like their general, whatever, they deserted. So since you're gone, why I have to be here? They left too. So, but before that, when the invasion started on February 25th, 150 Ukrainian at the border surrendered to the Russian army. So far, we know 1,600 Russian were wounded and 500 were killed. And so we start with the story of Russia. Once upon a time, there was a big country they call Russia. So to understand the conflict between here, the West, and Russia, because the West is us now. It's not France, England, and because France is Russia's bitch. Germany is definitely Russia's bitch. The problem is between us and Russia. So we need to go back in time when the Soviet Union was created. So in March 1915, after a series of uprisings, because they were uprising for bread, they were uprising from the miners, the train track, whatever. I mean, they were railroad workers. Yeah. But every time Nikolai's second army would beat the shit out of people, so inevitably you got a massive uprising, and I call it the provisional government that he created, give him a coup d'etat. Yeah, in March 1917. So people thought since they gave him a coup, they would get out of war. Because the reason they got mad is because millions already were dying in World War One. Specifically, 5 million? 5 million. 5 million people died. So when they put down their dethrone Nikolai, they thought, okay, we're done with the war. But the provisional government wanted us to still go to war with Germany because it was, again, Nazi Germany. So the reason we were not ready for Nazi Germany is because the chancellor was Nikolai's cousin. So he didn't expect his own cousin to beat the war of drum, the drum war. But the drum of war, goddammit. But he did. So people were angry again that the provisional government was still leading them to war and death. And therefore, on the night of October 24, 1917, which is known as the Great October Socialist Revolution, the group that is called the Socialist Bolsheviks Party, which was led by Lenin or Vladimir Ulyanov, removed the provisional government. In a bloodless coup, they basically took everything, in Moscow. Took over everything in Moscow, and they were in power in Moscow. But then you got them old bourgeois and all aristocrat assholes from the provisional government who started an uprising. They became the White Army, and the Bolsheviks were the Red Army. So between 1917 and 1921, the White Army was fighting with the Red Army. And while that was happening, Ukraine got its independence. The first time Ukraine was conquered by Russia was in 1703. 1709. Yeah, 1709 in the Battle of Poltava. So between that rivalry between Red Army and White Army, so they were just Russia was distracted. So Ukraine was like, deuces, niggas. But then the Red Army conquered Ukraine again once they beat the White Army. And the whole thing with Ukraine and Poland and Belarus and all that together, they became the Republic of the Socialist Soviet, the Union, right? I know it in French. I don't know it in English. Okay? No, it's the Socialist Soviet Union Republics. Was it the republics of the... Damn, I'm confused.
Say that again.
It's USSR, right? USSR.
Yeah.
So it's the Union of the Socialist Soviet Republics.
United.
United? Okay, United. But sometimes it's Union, but whatever. Yeah. United. Something. Because it's a
Soviet Socialistic Republic.
Yeah, or is that Socialist Soviet Union? Something. So,
United Soviet Socialistic Republic.
So they became a... Are you in my closet again? God damn it. Yeah, she's there. That's why I couldn't find her. She's in the closet again. Please get out of that closet, Mr. R. Kelly. R. Kelly, please get out of the closet. Tom Cruise, please get out of the closet. Did y'all see that South Park? That shit was funny. He sued South Park, man, for that. Tom Cruise, please get out of the closet.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, you should look it up. On South Park, you should look that one up. He got sued for that. That was wrong. And then there was Fudge Packer. Tom Cruise Fudge Packer. I'm way. He's had a shit in here. But yeah, then again, I got this. So that's had a shit. Yeah. So World War I, Russia lost 5,000 soldiers fighting with them stupid ass Allied. World War II, Russia lost between 27 million and 40 million people. So you can understand when Western Europe, when they made their own band with the United States against Russia or the USSR, that Russian felt or Soviets felt very resentful towards us because they lost 40 million people for us. They're the one who walked into Germany. They're the one who conquered Germany for us. And we repaid them by creating NATO. So I guess this already going to give you an perspective of why this is happening with Ukraine. It has all to do with the Warsaw Pact and NATO. It's all started there. So the thing is, Stalin was not only resentful of the Americans for entering in the war super late. They were the latest at the party. But at the same time, they didn't want to share the nuclear power knowledge with them too. So Stalin started to consolidate its power by recruiting the satellite states, which mean Poland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, all the countries that kicked the Germans out. So they became the satellite Soviet states. And Winston Churchill the prime minister became so freaked out, he ran like a bitch to Fulton, Missouri, to give this speech, which I'm going to read just a tiny portion of it with a British accent if I can. Okay? A shadow have fallen upon the scenes recently, like Allied victory. Nobody knows what Soviet Russia intends to do in the immediate future, or what are the limits, if any, to their expansive tendencies. It is my duty to place before you certain facts about the present situation in Europe. From Stettin and the Baltic to Trieste and the Adriatic, an iron curtain has descended across the continent. Behind that line lies all the capitals of the ancient states of Central and Eastern Europe. Warsaw, Berlin, Prague, Vienna, Budapest, Belgrade, Bucharest, and Sofia. All these famous cities are subject to a very high and increasing measure of control from Moscow. This is certainly not the liberated Europe we fought to build up. So after that, we decided to create NATO. So that was in March 1946. And after that, we decided to create. This is what his excuse was, and I talked about it several times. He said that Stalin said that war with the West, with capitalism, was inevitable. That is not what he said. So I'm going to read a portion of the speech. Probably them distorted what he said. That was in February 9, 1946, before Winston Churchill ran to Missouri like a bitch. Stalin said, perhaps catastrophic wars could be avoided if it were possible periodically to redistribute raw materials and markets among the respective countries in conformity with their economic weights by means of concerting and peaceful decision. But this is impossible under the present capitalist conditions of world economic development. As a result of the first crisis of the capitalist system of world economy, the First World War broke out. And as a result of the second crisis, the Second World War broke out.
No, keep reading. I'll be right back, okay?
Yeah, Now,
All right.
but that's what he said. He didn't say that war with the capital was inevitable. He said, as a result of the first crisis of the capitalist system of the world economy, the first war broke out, and as a result of the second crisis, the Second World War broke out. He didn't say we're going to war with the West. He didn't say that. So that was ignited 40 years of Cold War between capitalist West and Soviet Union. So to counter the expansion of the Soviet Union, on April 4th, 1949 was created the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, where the founding members were the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, France, Belgium, Holland, Luxembourg, Norway, Iceland, Denmark, Italy, and Portugal. This alliance was solidified under the Article 5 that stipulates an attack on one member of NATO is an attack on all its members. So I'm going to read Article 5 for y'all. The parties agreed that an armed attack against one or more than them in Europe or North America shall be considered an attack against them all. And consequently, they agreed that if such an armed attack occurs, each of them in exercise of the right of individual collective self-defense recognized by Article 51 of the Charter of the United Nations will assist the party and parties to attack by taking forthwith individually and in concert with the other parties. Such action as it deems necessary, including the use of armed force to restore and maintain the security of the North Atlantic area. Okay, so since I didn't find him saying war was inevitable in the speech of 1940, I'm like, let me check the speech of 1952, because that was the last speech Stalin gave before he died. The next year he died. Yeah, he became sick and had a whole bunch of Jews arrested, whole bunch of Jew doctors arrested. Like he said, the Jews were poisoning him. That nigga was crazy. That nigga put millions in prison, man. Millions. And around, is it 8 million people died of hunger? Because he wanted to centralize everything. Like industrialize and centralize everything. That nigga was crazy. So this is Stalin 1952 speech. It is said that the contradictions between capitalism and socialism are greater than the contradictions between the capitalistic countries. Theoretically, this is of course true. It is true that not only at the present time, but it was also true before the Second World War. And this is the leaders of the capitalistic countries did more or less understand. Yes, yet the Second World War began with a war against the USSR, but the war among the capitalistic countries. Why? Why? Because the first war with the USSR as a socialist country is more dangerous to capitalism than a war between capitalist countries. For if a war between capitalist countries there's only question of the supremacy of certain capitalist countries raise only the question of the supremacy of certain capitalist countries over other capitalist countries. War with USSR must necessarily raise the question of the existence of capitalist itself. Second, because of capitalists, although for propaganda purposes, they raise a hubbub about the aggressive nature of the Soviet Union. Do not themselves believe in its aggressive nature, since they take in consideration the peaceful policy of the Soviet Union and know that the Soviet Union will not itself attack the capitalist countries. Yeah, it's contradiction. So yeah, the problem is not capitalism against capitalism, but capitalism against USSR, because USSR by itself showed the wickedness of capitalism. It's correct. He is correct. But this is where the shit got real. So we've tried a first bomb in Alamogordo in 1945, like a couple months before we dumped it on the Japanese, even though the Japanese already capitulated. Yeah, they already surrendered. And Eisenhower knew that. Is it Eisenhower? The guy after what was it? After what was his name anyway? The guy with polio. What was his name? Shit. That's how I call him. The guy with polio. Yeah, the guy that came with the Bill of Rights, the second Bill of Rights. What was his name, man? Franklin. No? I know there's a Franklin. Man, I gotta look him up. Fuck this. Look, I messed up. I don't know my American president. The World War, yeah, the polio guy. The second Bill of Rights guy. Okay, so he's the one who came with Social Security, food stamp. Yeah. Roosevelt. Oh my God, Roosevelt. God damn it. Yeah, because he's very popular because he's the one who came with food stamp. He's the one who kind of legalized unions because they were beating on unions. So he's like, we need to cut that shit. He's the one who came with Social Security, food stamp. He's the one who came with did away with salary and said that people need to have a day off. Work only 40 hours, but that was for all white folks. When the black folks, like for example, the Tuskegee and the other group that came back, they wouldn't even give them their own fucking retirement. Just saying. They give shit about black folks. Unfortunately, yes, Kwame, you're correct. Okay? Because you're correct. Me, it's not like I'm anti-American, but a whole legacy is built on destroying countries. Any country that had the audacity to, who dared stand against our orders. It doesn't go our way, it will take the highway. Unfortunately, that's how we roll. So, and it seems the next victim is Russia, or we think it's a victim. We think it's a victim when you look at every Russian move that have been done since 2014 is preparing for the eventuality. This nigga had no cows, okay? They had no cows. They had no milk, no cheese, no yogurt. What do you think they did? And he was a German guy that helped them. A German guy that studied in Russia. He created like some heated tents to raise cows in Russia. Now Russia has its own milk. Russia has its own cheese, its own yogurt. They don't need anything from Europe. With the same heated tent, that's how they grow food too. Besides that, they buy food from China and from Africa. Just saying. So, they seem they're prepared. I'm not like admiring what they're doing. It just we really underestimating the enemy. That's how I see it. And that's about to kick us in the balls. Yeah, Roosevelt. That's right, Giant. Yeah, he did all that. But it seems we weren't in his agenda. He was with for white folks like himself. Yeah, remember the rednecks? That terminology that was under Roosevelt. There were white folks unionized that were being beaten on. They were not really rednecks. They had like a red scarf wrap around their neck. That's why they called them rednecks. Zero, Kwame. Zero. Zero. Yeah. Hold on. I'm coming. She wants me to open the door. Okay, so we read the speech. So, in the quest for domination between the West and the East, besides Congo dropping, how many countries? Congo, what? Burkina Faso, uh, Belize. Who else? Yeah. How many countries fell? Because Haiti, there, Papa Dog was like against communism. Well, he was smart enough to say, yeah, against communism. So, yeah. So, and of course, for domination, I mean, the race for nuclear power, there has been 2,133 atomic bomb that has been tested. The two first were atomic bomb. There were fission bombs. Everything else, there were fusion bombs. Fusion bomb, which is like a bomb within a bomb. It has a plutonium core that is a fission, and the fission reacts inside the uranium core, which create a fusion and create two stage of a bomb. But the Russian figured out there could be several more stages. That's how they created the Tsar Bomba, the most powerful bomb that ever was created. So the Tsar Bomba, normally a fusion bomb has 2 steps. The Tsar Bomba had 5. That's why when he blew up, the whole planet shook. Now, y'all niggas crazy, man. You made the whole planet have an earthquake. You crazy. They're trying to kill us. The whole planet. Actually, that's how we knew they used that bomb. Everybody had an earthquake. Yeah, everybody like, nigga, you're crazy. You know, because they put, usually when they do that testing, they do the island deserted like in the North Pole. No wonder we got no North Pole. You like global warming? That was that Tsar Bomba, motherfucker. Because the Russian tested how many bombs? 715 bombs in the North Pole. We tested 200 bombs and Bikini Atolls and the Christmas Islands. That's why nobody can live there. And we tested 1,000 bombs underground in Vegas. That's why you got a lot of birds.
That's why they got a lot of sinkholes too.
Yeah, that too. Because they were underground. The Bikini Atoll was underwater. The rest were like underground. This is stupid.
It's so amazing. It's like no matter where you are, something is contaminated. The oceans are contaminated. So even when you think you're going to try to eat healthy and you're going to eat ocean fish as opposed to farm-raised fish, you are killing yourself just as quickly as if you eat Chinese farm-raised fish where they feeding them worms and crap and, bottom feeder food. You're still eating stuff that's going to do you harm.
Y'all look like global warming. Bitch, it's y'all. Y'all caused global warming.
Yes.
You exploded 2,158 bombs.
Yeah.
Only 2 of them were fission bombs. Everything else were fusion bombs. The bomb that exploded were 5. No, they were not 5. They were 1,000 times more powerful than Hiroshima and Nagasaki. 1,000 times.
I swear to God, they tell you eat healthy, eat clean. You gotta really start questioning what the hell does that mean.
Okay.
Because if you're not growing it yourself in a pot You know, and even when you go out and buy soil to grow your own food, you don't know where that soil is coming from. It says organic, but you don't know where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a few years ago, 2 years ago, I bought some topsoil just to, I turned over my garden and I, just bought some fresh, soil to add to it just to make it a little bit more, you know, um, nutritious, beneficial, whatever you want to call it. I have not seen those level of weeds that has been growing up in my garden in all the years that we've lived in this house. I tell you that the stuff, it's like you can't even stay on top of it. Last year, I just gave up. I literally gave up on my garden because I couldn't keep up with the stuff that was coming up out of the ground. Some weeds that they were so tall. If you missed a day, the next day you got back outside, it had grown at least another 6 inches.
What kind of weed is that?
I don't know. I don't know.
What kind of weed is that?
But it choked off even things that would normally grow every year because the seeds would fall off and then the next year, for instance, okay, callaloo. After a
Yes,
while, we didn't have to plant any callaloo seeds because every year, as the breeze blew and the old seeds fell off, they would stay on the ground, and then the next year when the season came around, they would start growing.
yes.
Last year, this year, could not grow. Nothing happened. Not all we got was weeds. And the stuff that we put in the ground, like I said, if you couldn't stay on top of it, it was a wreck. It was a literal wreck. So I don't know what the hell they put in that so-called organic dirt, but no. Mm-mm. So you just don't know. It's like, okay, Lance is over there in Ghana. He knows what kind of soil he's planting in. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't know what you're planting in or what you're buying, that you think you're repotting stuff.
Think again.
Yeah, yeah,
Think again. Yep. That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, and the Tsar Bomba was 50,000 times more powerful than Hiroshima and
Hmm.
Nagasaki. Y- Y'all went and tried a bomb that's 50,000 times more powerful than Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
I can't understand that. Who
What
are
the
they trying to
fuck?
kill?
What the whole planet? I think it's because when he did that, the Tsar Bomba. It was provocation from the American. He's like, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what's up. And he did the Zarbumba.
Mm-hmm.
He showed us what's up. Yeah, I think it was under Khrushchev. He did that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 'cause we kind of pissed him off, and he did that. I bet you didn't only pissed off the Americans when that happened.
Mm-mm-mm.
Kamala Harris marking Bloody Sunday anniversary in Selma. See, they ain't talking about the truckers. They're talking about Selma.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah, I noticed in CNN they ain't saying nothing about the truckers, but they're all over Selma. Exactly. And then I give a big deal about the truckers. It's like it's selective coverage.
Mm-hmm.
The same way you like Russia, 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 and Israel invading Syria.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm surprised Iran didn't get involved. Oh yeah, the last time we killed the guy, the general.
Mm.
Yeah, what was his name? Whatever, Salman something. Now I can't.
Rushdie.
I forgot his name. Salman is the prince. I forgot his name. Something, something. But that was unfortunate because the guy was the liberator of Syria,
Say
and we.
say some say that again. Who did what?
And remember we sent a drone. to kill the Iranian general in the border of Syria? They even know why we murdered him. Israel made us kill him. Do you know why we killed him? Because he was about to broker a peace deal between Iran and Saudi Arabia. That's why we killed him. Israel didn't want that. That's why we killed him. Which means the rivalry between two countries would have stopped. And we killed him. Let me try to find the Tsar Bomba.
Because war is big profit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but as long as we're tearing apart, Arabs are doing that, you ain't even notice white folks are stealing your land. Ipso facto, Israel is stealing Syrian land right now. Yeah, I even see that. Yeah, I'm trying to see. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, the Tsar Bomba, the king of bombs. That's why they call the Tsar Bomba. 57 kiloton. Or 57 megaton. Oh, I got it wrong, but it was like 4,385 times insanely more powerful than Hiroshima. The bomb was so destructive that it caused a 5.0 magnitude earthquake felt globally. The flashlight from the explosion could be seen 600 miles away. Which means Haiti could have seen that bomb if we did it here. Haiti could have seen that bomb. That's how fucked up it is. That's crazy. So, yep. Let's see when. Yeah, it was in 1961. Probably was a response after 1951, 61. Yeah, that's a few years after they created the Warsaw Pact. Because, believe it or not, USSR did try to get in NATO. They sent 3 letters. One to the European, one to the United States, and one to somebody else. I forgot who. So, but the agreement was to never arm Germany, West Germany or East Germany, to let them reunify, but never arm Germany. And to have the United States only have an observer position and NATO. They refused. They refused, and then being petty as the United States is, what the fuck, bitch? You know what? Let me open the door. Because you're tripping. Instead, what they did, they invited Germany. Not only they invited NATO, they armed Germany. So that's why they went and did the Warsaw Pact. In response to that. Because that adding Germany was like a slap on their face. So, yeah, there was like a slap on their face. So they created the Warsaw Pact between them and how many other countries? 7 other countries. Seven satellite countries, right? Because it was Albania, Czechoslovakia, Poland, Romania. Who else? I forgot. I gotta find it. Hungary, Bulgaria. I said Romania already. Yeah, 7 countries. So when the wall of Berlin fell, because basically Gorbachev power was being challenged all the time because of that, so the USSR fell. And as the USSR fell, the Warsaw Pact dissolved because there's no more USSR. So the state were no more satellite. So there's no point of the Warsaw Pact. But the thing is, because the reason I'm saying that is because Putin said that Ukraine is not a sovereign country. You can always belong to Russia, and that's true. It's not now, but it's true. Because I just said 1709, they were conquered, and then 1921, they were conquered again. So when they got their freedom is in 1991 with the end of the USSR. But then they had the Americans funding Nazis, destabilizing Ukraine and having a coup, putting down the president. What was his name? Yanikov something? I gotta go all the way down. Yeah, Yanukovych. Something like Yanukovych. Oh God, what's his name? Viktor Yanukovych, who tried to play both sides, Russia and United States, in the interest of Ukraine. So the Americans didn't like that because they wanted a puppet. So they're like, sit your ass somewhere. And elected a puppet. How had a puppet elected instead? It's so true that there are tapes of a U.S. diplomat, Victoria Nuland, which is the third in command of the U.S. State Department. And she said, I think Yachts is the guy who got the economic experience, the governing experience. What he needs is clitoris, I don't know, and Yaknikov on the outside. He needs to be talking to them 4 times a week. You know, you just think clit's going, and he's going to be at the level working at the same level working with what? Yatsenyuk. It's just not going to work. So they put Yats down and put whoever up. I don't know, the clitoris up. Something. But Yats was out. The twat was out. The kids was in. Let me let the cat out.
Oh my gosh. Where's Lance?
Yeah. The twat was out. The clip was out.
Oh my gosh. How is he missing this one?
Say it again, Empress.
I said how she's reading something and she's talking about clitoris and the
She said about the clitoris. Uh-oh.
Yes.
She's having some Freudian slip. She's spending some time with herself later on. Okay. Walking.
She's got to let her dog out. I mean, her cat.
Something, man. La Pena Jerusalem. Oh my God. Got me nuts. She's turning off the lamp, turning in the lamp, open the closet, lock herself in the closet. Go get the lights.
Take your time, sweetie.
I'm just getting another bottle of water because I am thirsty. Not in that way, bro, but I'm thirsty. Not that way. But we're at the end of the document anyway. Oh God. But if you like, now you know the history, so you can have an understanding of what's happening between Ukraine and Russia.
Awesome. You did a wonderful job, sis, as usual.
Where's that ET mix, man? He missed the whole fun.
I know. He's been missing out these past few times you've been on here. What's up with that?
I was hoping he would come with that Ukrainian man or female. I don't know. Woman. Something. Clit, twat, something. You know? Something. So now you got an understanding of what's going on.
Right.
So NATO, like they keep saying, was created as a defense system against the USSR. So if you have Ukraine in NATO, it's having your enemy at your motherfucking backyard. Okay, would you like to have Al-Qaeda in Mexico? No, you wouldn't. Would you like to have Al Qaeda in Spain right next to France? No, you wouldn't. So what's the big deal if Russia doesn't want NATO, doesn't want Ukraine in NATO? It's the same thing. Especially if there was a verbal agreement when the USSR fell, that there was the agreement was with Gorbachev, and it was then with Boris Yeltsin that the satellite states will never be part of NATO. Unfortunately, a few of them are.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, a few of them are, except Belarus, and Ukraine. But Lithuania is part of it. Estonia part of it. Yep. I don't know about Romania if it's or not. Maybe not. I don't know. But what Putin was saying is correct. There was a genocide of Russian-speaking Ukrainian and of the Romas also. There's the Romas and there's the LGBT community too. So I find it funny that Putin, well, he says the Jews and the Russian-speaking. Russian-speaking Ukrainian, okay? He didn't say LGBT because that would really give you a stink eye, Putin. Because there's anti-gay law in Russia, I'm just saying. Yeah, you're right. It's a European tribal country. Yeah, correct. I am off the chain. Yeah, I'm always off the chain. I try to, yeah. You know, if you mean not like I jump, I don't know. Yeah, I'm off the chain. I know. I just broke with the chain, something. But yeah. Besides that, I didn't have time to look up. I'm sure I would have found evidence of what Ben Norton was saying because I wanted to look up the massacre of Donbass in 2014. So I probably would have to look up what's her name, Anne-Laure Bunnell.
Mm-hmm.
I'll find her book and her movie. I want to see the movie because people saw the movie. I cannot buy it for now.
Oh.
Yeah, for now. Yeah, but what's going on is when the massacre started, so in 2015, Ukraine, Russia, France, and Germany agreed to the Minsk Protocols Treaty, where Ukraine would agree to give autonomy to the Donbass region, not independence, autonomy. And because first it was the independence, they didn't want to. Then there was the Minsk 2. That's why they said autonomy. But the American pressured, what's his name? Zelensky, not to abide by it. That's how we ended up with this bullshit.
Mm.
But they ain't gonna tell you that. But I remember about the Minsk agreement. Yeah, I remember. So that's the thing. That's the only thing I didn't have time to read and write about. But folks, it's 12 pages of research. I'm tired.
You did good, sweetie.
Yeah, in less than 3 fucking hours. I'm badass. Less than 3 fucking hours.
Mm.
Well, it's not ass being kicked, but the unjustified ass being kicked. That's the problem with America.
There you go.
Yeah. The unjustifiable use of force. Yep. Yeah, folks, that's all. I'm tired. I'm really tired.
Well, listen, you did an awesome job. Really, really, really awesome. Thank you so much for bringing it again, as usual.
Thank you.
You know. Oh, You're most welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome very
You're
much.
most welcome, my dear. You're most welcome. Absolutely. All right. Sir Lance?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm done, man. I'm tired.
I had a phone call from a brother Blue Star.
Oh, you mentioned him the other day.
Yeah, when we start, well, I mean, I didn't mean to leave the show, but we're setting up for another show, and he's so captivating.
Really?
Captivating. Oh man, let me tell you. So he's gonna come on, but his work schedule is really jumbled right now. But when he comes on, it's gonna be dead silence when he starts speaking about what he sees coming, and we're talking from a standpoint, but very intellectual and logical. You can really rock with him because he'll tell you why. He'll tell you the possibility. He's not somebody trying to be a guru and like predict the future, nothing like that. But all the shows he's ever been on, he's been dead on. He's been dead on. That angle. He's like a spiritual brother Dave.
Oh, okay.
His delivery is different, but it's something that when you listen to him, because he starts out normal, when you say, hey, this guy's saying some things here, to the point where he's like, I can't really say it all, Lance, because there's certain parts of the world that are going to be really bad off. And he's speaking on a spiritual level, you know, and he's not into anything that he shouldn't be into, but he's aware of everything and he speaks on those things.
Right.
You know, and he told me, he said, Lance, I had a dream about you the other day, and we were in the dream and we were fighting these things off. And so he was all kind of, I'm like, ooh, tell me more, man. Like, man, you're ready, be ready, you know, just in case. I'm not saying it's you, but there's a spiritual element to what's going on in the world right now, big time. So I'm thinking like CERN type stuff, you know, where so many things were released across the earth. And I can see that, but he didn't say that per se, but the way he breaks things down, I don't even think I have a category for him on the site. I got to get together all the old shows that we did. And every time he's been part of the panel, but maybe didn't have the same influence because it was other people who just weren't on that level. No, I'm gonna have to go through. It's probably like about maybe 3 or 4 good shows that we did. The other ones with the panel, I'll just, you know, it's not worthy of, you know, pushing because it kept the energy and
at a certain level.
Yeah. It was just like, okay, but he rolled like that with you. He's not trying to be dominant or tell you gotta listen to me. No, he's not, he's cool, you know. But when it's time for us to flow, we flow. So he had called me, and you know, it's not hard to get to him, but with the difference in the hours and he works a lot. I said, okay, I'm sitting here, y'all are flowing good. Let me talk to him because that's going to be guaranteed within the next few days, a really good show. And I was kind of explaining to him the culture here in Ghana in comparison to America. And I had him laughing. I was close by, but I had muted myself. I had him laughing. And like he's a regular dude like that. It's not like I am coming into the room and you must treat me special. And I'm,
Speak to me in a certain way.
Right. I told him how it was over here, you know, and just man-to-man talk and just laughing and stuff like that. He was cracking up, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I told him, I said, listen, this is the ass capital of the world, okay? So, you know, no, but it was a joke, it was serious too. Not lewd and disrespectful, but I just had certain things I said, you know, and like I told him, I said, the women who come out here who feel that it's important that they know that their man is well endowed, well, the way these guys whip out and pee, you get a chance to see what they got because they ain't got no shame. They don't turn their back or nothing.
Oh my gosh!
You know what they get, what they're dealing with. So I kind of told them some truth mixed in with some humor. You know what I mean? I'll do that sometime.
Sometimes.
You know? Yeah. So, you know, I just have to keep that energy going like that and vibe. And, you know, I'm a nutcase. Beatrice, you okay? You look, you ready to climb in that bed and rest?
No. The Russians are in Kiev.
They're what now?
They're in Kiev.
Uh-oh.
Oh, really?
They're in Kiev
I know
now.
they destroyed the airport.
They're in Kiev.
Wow.
They're there.
Listen, I don't even know what to say. It's not our fight, but we have to pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah, because they're talking all kind of smack, putting no-fly zone on Ukraine, no-fly zone this, no-fly zone that. You know, like.
Who's GT 500? They just came in and made a comment.
Yeah, I was reading that. That's why. Yeah, I highlighted it. Yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah. So, what do you think about that? That sounds logical.
That
Because
does.
it's not a bully the way they try to paint him.
Like a stupid bitch, and you know the people you were kissing ass, they never came up to help you. None of them show up.
See that?
Yeah.
None of them. They said they send weapon, they send this and that, but it's still at the border. They ain't bring shit. They ain't bring shit too. The Canadian troops, they at the border. They ain't cross the damn border. They're still at the border.
Wow.
See? You'll find out who your friends are real quick, you know.
Okay.
Shit. You'll find out real quick who your friends are. Well,
every day is something new popping up there, you know. So
yeah,
they're not playing. I mean, like they're going in. Like every time you open your eyes and put the news on, depending on who you watch, the facts are the facts, but they can kind of slant it, like I was saying earlier. But this is some quick stuff, and it's not like they dropped the bomb. They just went on in, and don't play me so close.
They were talking all kind of shit, saying then, oh, that he didn't think the war would last that long. Bitch, he's in Kiev now. What? He's in Kiev. What? You know, I'm not cheering for the Russians, but man, y'all need to stop. Okay? Stop.
Well, the ambassador for the Ukraine, the U.S. ambassador to the Ukraine, she's basically saying they're not gonna stop fighting. They're holding their ground. Yeah.
She ain't. Zelensky ain't. But the soldiers are deserting. So
yeah, they have to. And then there's also a lot of, you know, untruths. I'm just gonna be nice about it. There's a lot of freaking lies being told too. And a lot of lies being told to us here because boots on the ground are giving a different narrative than what the news is giving. You know, so the question is, do we want to, you know, get too caught up in what we're hearing?
yeah, you gotta watch what the Chinese are saying too, because the Chinese are on the ground too.
You know,
me, I don't watch CNN. It's just propaganda.
I don't watch it either.
I can't watch it. Just too much propaganda. Tulsi Gabbard fucked up on Fox News. Because I was watching Tucker Carlson with her. He was said, yeah, they're like civilized people, not from a third world country. And Tulsi was like, yes. And I'm like, bitch, you ain't even white. You Hawaiian.
Say that again. You said it so well.
Hawaiian. Because they don't say Hawaii, it's Hawaii.
They're Germans?
No, that's how they don't say Hawaii, it's Hawaii.
Okay.
You know, it's we say Hawaii, but it's
Hawaii.
Like, no, Hawaii.
Interesting.
No military for Ukraine. Yeah, he said that. He said that. And they're saying a lot about him attacking children. No. Because I think they said like a warning shot. The time for school to be emptied out and building be emptied out, and then they start shooting. That's how they've been doing it. But you ain't gonna see that in CNN, Fox with MSNBC. But you know, I'm not even surprised by Tucker Carlson calling that blue-eyed, blonde-hair people civilized. But Tulsi, bitch, you ain't even white. You ain't even white. But then again, I'm not even surprised because there's a couple years ago there was this Hawaiian guy he wanted to make a point to the judge, so he did a blackface. Yeah, he said they were treating him just as bad as a Negro, so he came with a blackface.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Obviously, that judge wasn't black. Because I would hold you in contempt. That's offensive. I would have held you in contempt. Anyway, guys, I'm exhausted. Damn, I've been talking for 3 hours straight just of what, Russia? What the fuck? And I ain't even done yet. That's 12 page, and I wasn't even done yet. There's so much stuff going on. You can't keep up. It took me so long. I've been working on that shit since when?
Over the week?
Yeah, the whole week. The whole week. Like, yeah, the whole week. Since one day I was up. I'm like, the whole day and night. 3 a.m. I'm still.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I slept at 3 a.m. this morning. Yeah. Ingesting material to put in the thing. Because there's so much going on. And there's so much that is still going on.
Wow.
Yes.
Who is GT 500?
I agree with him. He's not mean enough to surrender. I think so too. Because a man who thinks about his people first wouldn't even go to war. Like, fuck it. No, man. You wouldn't even go to war.
Mm-hmm.
So we have yet to see what Maduro gonna choose to do. Is he gonna be on the side of the Americans? Which would not be in his interests. Because as soon as you're done with the Russian, honey, you're next. You're next.
Well,
whose people? What people?
these people come as
Ukrainians?
tourists to our country. So.
Which country do? Africa? Oh man, I'm poor.
Huh?
I said I'm poor because the PayPal just charged me a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, it's normal because I do the 4 installment payment with PayPal.
Mm-hmm.
When I will buy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's normal. It's normal.
Did
Yeah.
you forget
what?
that the payment was getting ready to be coming out?
No, I didn't. What worries me is an item I sold, and now the person's returning it. So I have to file a complaint against her because her excuse was that the item is defective. So I immediately call eBay. I'm like, what the fuck she talking about? Okay, it's a 1/2 inch thick plate.
Mm-hmm.
It's 14 diameter inches, 14 inches of diameter, and it's like this thick. So I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's impossible for it to be dented or defective. She said it's defective because there's a spot on the plate, and the plate is 150 years old. So eBay already saw her messages because like it's defective. So she saw so she took pictures. That's how stupid she is. And eBay saw the pictures. Said that's not defective. She says there's scratches. Right underneath the title it says minimal scratches.
Mm-hmm.
So she said she cannot serve her family food on it.
So she wants to send it back.
Mm-hmm. She sent it back. Obviously, you know what color she is. And she lives right here in Aventura. As soon as I saw her eyes, I'm like, oh, boy. What's up? Oh, boy. So, yeah, I already blocked her. Oh, yeah, she can no longer buy stuff from me. I blocked her for sending me messages. I file a report against her, and I file a complaint. You fuck with the wrong Negro. If you don't want something, say, I don't want it, okay? But don't be making lies and it's defective, it's scratched. I'm like, every time I ask her, I am baffled. Why would somebody buy something that says scratches and then you turn around and tell me you're returning it because it has scratches?
It has scratches on it. Listen. And she could clearly have seen them if there were scratches,
you
right?
You clearly saw them in the picture because I took a lot of zoom in. You cannot not see them scratches and them dots and them spots. She's like, oh, it has a spot. I'm like, bitch. She's like, oh, look at my items. I'm like, oh, you fucking with the wrong bitch. Look at your items. Because her shit is like $3,000, but you're selling Tiffany. I'm selling Goram from 1888, 1875.
And that's the reason why you should feed your family on it with scratches.
I guess.
If it's 1885, that's antique. It's supposed to have some blemish on there.
That's what I told that dumb bitch. She's like, no, look at my stuff. I cannot serve my family on it. What does she has? Tiffany. Tiffany came out in 1960. Mine been there since 1888. And mine is electroplated, which means there's 2 ounces of silver on it. Your Tiffany shit ain't got that. Even though you put it for grands, it ain't got that. Well, you wouldn't know that because you didn't read. You're just in Aventura. You think you can talk down to me with your broken English. Because I can see she's like from the Eastern countries. They're from her blonde hair and blue eyes. Like,
she's one of them?
She one of them. She one of them.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know if it's Lithuanian, Romanian, Russian. She one of them. But she fucked with the wrong one. Oh, I wasn't. I was too busy. I'm like, bitch, nobody buys shit on eBay without examining it. Nobody. You full of shit. So I'm like, I told eBay, just look at the back and forth. Because 2 people already was like, nah, she wrong. Abusing of eBay already. So I filed a complaint already. So, and I filed a report on her ass.
Okay.
Now you about to be in trouble. All that bullshit she wrote me about she wouldn't serve her family in it. Hey, people are reading that shit, bro. I'm like, you do realize what you're writing. They're about to read it, right? She said, nobody would serve my family on it. Then your family is just stupid and ignorant. Because my shit is older than theirs and it's better quality. It may be scratched, but it got 2 ounces of silver on them. Because I even told her ass, I'm not going to clean that spot because there's 2 ounces of silver on that plate. You try to clean it, you'll damage the patina. Why would that damage 2 ounces of silver? Oh, it may be scratched. They got 2 ounces of silver on them. Because I was even told her ass. Okay?
That's right.
But you get, I get all the, from time to time, you get assholes on eBay. Time to time, you get them. Well, it's better for me that you return it. Because now I could have that plate examined, buffered, and probably worth like grands. Because it has a coat of arms on it. I don't know for which family it belongs to. but I know it was made in 1888. Well, it's good for me that you returned it. Because now I can have that plate examined, buffered, and probably worth like grants. It has a coat of arm on it. I don't know for which family it belonged to, but I know it was made in 1888. Well, it's good for me that you returned it.
Okay, why are we hearing this thing double?
I plate examined, buffered, and probably worth like grants.
Lance?
It has a coat of arm on it.
yeah,
Bad, Lance, bad. It was made in 1888. Well, it's good for me that you returned it.
Okay, why are we hearing this thing double?
I don't know. It probably worth like grants.
Lance?
Yeah, I was trying to kill another screen. I think it stopped now.
Bad was made
keeps coming back.
in
Hold on.
It's good for me that you returned it. That's a remix of myself. But yeah. Because I'm thinking it's a Washington family. Okay, it has 2 stars. Because the Washington has 2 or 3 stars. Because I thought first it was Lincoln. Because but it's 1888. That's after Lincoln. Because Gorham made stuff for Lincoln, for Lincoln's wife, because she didn't have any silverware or hollowware in the White House after the war. So she commissioned him to make stuff. Because but it's 1888. That's after Lincoln. Because Gorham made stuff for Lincoln, for Lincoln's wife, because she didn't have any silverware or hollowware in her. Yeah, I say Kwame. But yeah, so I have all the books here. Because I didn't just put shit on eBay. I went and did my research, read the books, several books.
Right.
I have evidence. I found the catalog from 1890, 1910. I got all of them. I did all my research and put them in. And you get this fucking Eastern bitch coming shit all over my thing. Think she wouldn't have her family eat on it.
She don't know anything.
Obviously, that's why she talks how she does. She lives in Aventura.
Big deal.
She lives in Aventura. Everybody can live in Aventura. You know?
True, Joya. Oh, that is true. That's why you really can't feel too sorry for some of them when you hear stuff that's happening, because they buy into those people.
Why would you marry that? Yeah, because you can see they're racist. Why would you marry that? That white supremacists, shit will come out of their mouth before you even marry them. It will. You know, incidentally, stuff will come out of their mouth. And they may tell you they'll change that down. A racist. They may be aware of what they're doing is wrong, but racist shit will still come out of their mouth.
Piss them off the right way, and it sure will.
You start hearing all kind of N-words. All kind of monkey and N-words.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, my dear, I know you said you were tired. I don't know if you've gotten a third wind.
Well, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm tired. I'm thirsty. Not in that way, but I'm thirsty.
You're thirsty. You're in need of some liquid nutrients.
No, water. No vitamin D, thank you. But no water.
Of the protein variety. I know that's what you're talking about.
Protein powder, sir. Protein powder.
Yeah. So let us salt it. I need to put sugar in it. Yeah.
Anyways, We have quite a number of people who stood with us tonight and enjoyed your show, Miss Beatrice, as usual.
I hope so.
They loved it. We had quite a few people who participated and gave some good information, and that's always nice.
Always.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us because it was long. It was grueling. It was long. I took you guys through history.
It wasn't grueling. It was well needed. It was well needed info.
Yeah,
so
that when they're bringing the drums, you're like, hold on a minute. Because I know my shit. Beatrice, explain me my shit. Hold on a minute. Yeah, even if all the bookmarks, you can just click on the link and you find everything. That's how I work.
Okay, so which one of these links are we talking about? The first one?
All of them, like whatever, like you click on, you find the article that related to it. All of them.
Okay, hold on. Let me just drop them again.
Yeah, I mean the text, the whole text has hyperlinks everywhere. So,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
so the paragraph you'll find the article associated with it.
All right.
Yeah, you have to make the title "The Real Truth" because everybody's beating the drum, but it ain't truth. You know,
Right.
it's just a version of the truth, and truth has no version. It's the right as the truth, or it's not the truth. And
Truth is truth.
Yeah, the truth is, Ukraine used to be part of Russia for like more than 200 years. It was part of Russia. That's the truth. The truth is, there was a verbal agreement between Gorbachev and the Gorbachev and who the fuck?
Reagan.
Bush. And Bush, and then
Was it Bush?
Yeah, I think with Bush.
Or
Was it
was
Reagan?
Reagan?
Something. Reagan. And then after with Boris and Clinton.
All right, so I posted those links again, guys. Hit them up, save them,
read them, shake them, bake them, all that.
Sister Beatrice put a lot of work into this.
Days and night. Days and night.
Ooh. All right,
guys.
I don't know about you, but peace and deuces. Good night, everybody. Take care, guys. Yes.
Thank you for participating.
All right.
All righty.
Now I need some vitamin. And I did have my D's already. I just not in that way, bro. I'm thirsty and I need some vitamin. Yeah, I did have but not that way. It wasn't a jar, man. It wasn't. See, vitamin D3. Not D hard, but D.
Vitamin D3.
3 times
not
the
D
amount.
Yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, y'all.
All right, honey. Take care.
All
right. All right. Bye-bye. All right, y'all. You have a good night. Good show. Good show.
I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Yes sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they say. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Can't be a real nigga, might get you canceled. Fuck the whole system, need the shit dismantled. Coppers treat a nigga like the utmost wanted. Tryna rule the block, but don't know what goes on it. News got a story with a new take on me. Carrying out the window with the screw face on me. But I know that God love me when my blunt burn. 95 degrees and I can't get sunburned. Wonder when your government will make me legal. Burn the whole city if I can't be equal. Get off my dick, please, Brad, I earned that. 400 years, how you still ain't learned? I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Yes sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they say. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Shout out to the crackers trying to gentrify the genre. Tell them free my niggas, middle finger to your honor. In the days coming down the seconds on the timer. Goofy niggas still trying to purchase that designer. About to buy a chopper, learn to grow my own food. Cause I don't like the look they give me in the Whole Foods. And when you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. But it ain't on me now, I'm limping cause my dick heavy. But ain't shit sweet, niggas think we thin. My whole attitude on MC Ren. It's my neighborhood now, Bob, I bought that. 400 years, how you still ain't caught that? I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Yes sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they say. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on